NCAA business systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You know what? Let's go watch. You and me, let's go watch the game tonight.
Let's don't.
Come on, man.
No.
We can watch the first 3 or 4
I'm going to pass, but that's nice of you to think of it.
Come on, man.
That
sounds like fun.
I declared us friends. Let's not push the envelope. Let's not push the envelope.
I'll tell you what. I'll have a car service pick you up. I'll get you a pitcher of beer. You can have some of it. And then I'll have the car service take you home.
How long do I have to stay?
3 innings, 4 innings.
Nah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, let's start on the Chuck and Bo show.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy to see you.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I got to admit, I thought there was a chance Arkansas might struggle some at South Carolina and battle and get out of there with a close win. But, man, I didn't see that coming Saturday. That was a tough day at the office.
I got a question for you.
All right.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad everybody's here.
I'm glad everyone's here.
Yeah.
And they'll be coming in all day. And it's Monday, and we all got to get going. I mean, it's just the next week. And Bart will have some motivational statement like he's going to have on every Monday show from here on out. So get ready for that. I don't know when it'll be. It might be later in the day. But
after the show.
Yeah.
It'll pop into his
That's
head
part of your
about
job.
noon.
Pep talks, motivational thoughts, just like, rip the rear view mirror off, those kinds of things.
Okay, we can do that.
I got a question for you, though, Chuck.
All right.
Do you ever go out there, I think I know the answer to this, but before the game, you're there really early, and I just wonder if you ever have an itch to just grab one of the balls and go out there and just take a couple shots, like go right up next to the basket, bank a couple in. You know how you normally would get started as a kid back in the day. You go right up next to the basket, you get that 45-degree angle, you throw it right off the square, and then boom, make a couple of those, just kind of get your blood flowing, then you go over to the broadcast table. I don't know your routine, but I just wondered if that was part of it. And I have a reason for asking.
Well, there was a time when it was. It's not anymore. I had an incident. Let's just call it an incident.
Oh.
About, 6 years ago. Reed Arena, College Station, Texas. Went out and did exactly what you talked about. And as I was walking off, just in all my glory, having made 2 straight layups, I did not notice that the floor was about 2 inches higher than the concrete.
Oh, God.
And so I sprained my ankle. And I'm talking like couldn't even lace up my dress shoes for the ball game that night.
Oh, my.
And so it was
That really happened.
that really happened.
And you just talked about it.
Razorback
That's
trainer,
awesome.
Razorback trainer at the time, Dave England, who I've known since I was a child, was actually my 4th grade basketball coach, truth be told.
Are you kidding me?
Laughed at me because, I limped down the tunnel and I kind of motioned. I didn't want anybody to see. We had sponsors there. And so I didn't want anybody to see. And so I motioned for Dave to come down the tunnel. He goes, what's going on? I said, man, I think I broke my ankle. And so that's a long answer to your question, but no.
That's great.
No,
What
I
a
do
great
not
story.
do that anymore.
When you came back in the arena, did the crowd go wild? Did
There
you
was
wave
no
at them?
crowd.
There
This was
no
during
Willis Reed?
shoot-around. This was during shoot-around during the day. So I went back to the hotel and I iced it down. I swear to God. I iced it down all afternoon just so I could get my shoe on that night to go to the game. And it was not a good day.
Well, the reason I was asking is just I was going to see if it was more difficult than normal, if that was your routine, or if you could tell us whether there was a lid on the basket.
There was a lid on the basket from what I could gather.
Or like saran wrap. Or like did anybody make a shot in pregame? Did you have I know you probably don't pay tremendous attention to the guys warming up when you're getting ready for the game, but I just wondered did anybody make a shot in pregame? Was there any sign that maybe there should be an investigation on the basket?
I felt like I was at the county fair. You know that thing?
Yes,
you pay $5 and
the
you
tighter basket.
and the warped basketball and you shoot it.
Yeah.
And and then you can't figure out why you can't
And
make
your
it like you do at home.
and your girlfriend standing there in high school
It's
waiting
just
for that
brick
teddy bear
after brick
you
after
promised.
brick. And
And
it
the
felt like
tension
that.
mounts.
Yeah.
Like, and you're spending that's where gambling really started.
Well, you're actually onto something there.
Yeah. You're like, oh, another $5.
And everyone standing
Okay.
around knew you had no chance.
Yeah.
But you were certain.
But you were
that
gonna-
going
you
to
were
knock
gonna
the
make
next
that
one
girl
down. I
smile.
make this every day in the driveway.
That's how it felt.
I know.
Nobody got a teddy bear. Nobody got a stuffed animal. Nobody left the fair happy. That was At one point, 4 of 32 with like 15 minutes to go in the second half. And I had the thought, you know how when they have their shoot around, sometimes the whole team will do it. Sometimes it's just the coaches. They'll shoot half-court shots at the end. And at the end before they leave and go back to the hotel. And I was just thinking about that. 4 of 32. I'm pretty sure that if you line the team up and you shot it 32 times from half court, anybody that takes the shot, like you can have the whole team rotate through, you can have 5 guys, they're going to make more than 4 half court shots out of 32 attempts. I think.
It'd be close.
I think that's probably accurate. And at one point, I was considering, like, should they adopt that as a strategy in this game?
Cross the half court line and just fire.
And maybe don't even do that. Like, get to the half court line and fire. Like, make it a half court shot. Like, let's turn it into something other than it is, because we've seen them have some abysmal shooting performances, but that was on another level. You want to hear it? You want to hear what it sounded like when you were calling the game?
Not really, but go
No?
ahead. No, go ahead.
I'll find you some.
Brazil's open in the corner. His three-pointer short, no good. Carter at the foul line, steps back, two-pointer, rattles around, won't fall, and Davis gets the board for the Gamecocks. Adu, dribble handoff, left side Richmond. Pull up, baseline jumper Billy, no good. Kick out Richmond, 3 on the way, no good. Murray Boyles with a rebound. Hogs need a bucket. Wagner steps back, three-pointer, barely caught the iron, no good. Big Z's open in the left corner, 3-ball from Zavonimir, no good. Inside, nice feed from Brazil to Big Z, but he couldn't get the basket to go.
Those are sound effects that we added in, by the way, just for effect. But this is my favorite part.
Hogs need a bucket.
That was an understatement, wasn't it?
Hogs need a bucket.
That was an understatement.
Hogs need a bucket. Yeah, they do. Man. Well, anyway, I hope you had a good weekend. Where does that leave us? Because I don't know. That was one of those deals where if perception is reality, that was a rough one.
Well, it was one of those games that, you sure would like to have back, and unfortunately you can't. It was right there for everybody to see. It happened at a bad time. And so you're just going to have to go, as Cal said after the game, man, you just got to flush it and go on. They've got 2 games this week, and then at least 1 in the conference tournament. And I don't know if they've got to win them all to get in, but they've got to win a couple of them at least. So, right now they're right smack dab on the bubble. I'm not sure if they're on the wrong side or the right side. I would suspect when Joe Lenardi comes out with his next bracketology. Is that today, Bart?
It's already been updated as of yesterday.
Is Arkansas the last team
he
in?
He posted on Twitter, Arkansas is still in the last 4 in.
Yeah.
In both his and Jerry Palm's latest bracket.
I saw one on 3, I think, late last night that had Arkansas as literally the last team in. And I suspect that the updated brackets that people are throwing out there will probably have Arkansas in the last 1 or 2 in, playing in Dayton. I don't know if they're going to be able to, if you don't win, obviously, this week, things change. I don't know how much things change. Say, for example, you go 2-1 or 2-2 if you count the ending loss at the tournament. I don't know. But obviously what happened Saturday wasn't good.
Yeah. Again, I think we got to remember you've got short-term, long-term. Small, immediate picture, big picture, right? We keep talking about that. And if you only focus on the short term, you can get lost in the moment. And that goes for a win or a loss.
Absolutely.
But the big picture is it's the full resume. And if they go win these last 2 games, that South Carolina, I don't think game really matters. It mattered when they won over Texas. It mattered when they lost to South Carolina, but neither one of those things were even close, really, to the end of the story.
You know, one thing that I wondered about after the game, I will admit I did not think about it before the fact, but I did think about it after the game. You know, there's no league in America right now other than the SEC where week after week, game after game, you're playing a ranked team. Arkansas has run the gauntlet just like every team in the SEC has. I was looking at, I think, was it Georgia's played a ranked team like 7 games in a row. Arkansas finally played a game where it wasn't a ranked team. And I wonder sometimes, do you take a breath? I don't know the answer. I don't know that that's anything remotely close to being correct. But I did think about it after the game. Sometimes, you know, do you take too big a breath? Because South Carolina, if you look at them this year, even the games they've lost at home, they've been very close. Lots of them within 5 points. I think Auburn beat them there by 3, Ole Miss by 4. So they've lost close games, and then they drilled Texas. And I've always maintained that the toughest road games are on Saturday. If a team's going to play a great game, even a lousy team, it's going to be at home on Saturday. And I'll give Carolina credit. There wasn't anybody there. Their crowd didn't know how to react when their team was playing well. It was the quietest arena I've ever heard where the home team was just running the other team off the floor. But give them credit. I mean, give the players credit. And sometimes the other guys just kick your butt.
You just actually gave the recipe for Arkansas's kryptonite. Like this team has shown us that they can't play in poor environments. They play in big environments. Like they needed the crowd to be nuts and in their face and throwing banana peels at them.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, I just every time name a game where the environment was great, where they just came out and laid an egg. I mean, I can't think of one. Maybe there is one, but the bigger the moment, the better this team seems to play. And I'm not suggesting that was the end of the story, but I think that has something to do with it sometimes. 877-377-6963. We'll take your thoughts. It's a Monday morning. We're reacting to where Arkansas is in their hopes to make the NCAA tournament, the game on Saturday. That nobody came home with the stuffed animal from the fair, lost a lot of money. Hopefully it went to charity. Standing there just, okay, I'll try one more time. Didn't happen. And plenty of other things happened this weekend, and we'll get to that when we come back, too. We're brought to you in part by H&R Block, where tax season's here, and you got to get going with this now. You want to get ahead of the game, and H&R Block can help. It can be, as humans, you know, we end up procrastinating on the things that are seemingly most difficult to us. And we get all these other tasks done that aren't as meaningful as the ones we really need to get done. This is one of those you got to just get it off your plate. H&R Block can do that. Walk in or make an appointment. Get 100% accuracy in your max refund guaranteed. You can put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you at an H&R Block, which is just around the corner. 6:15. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations, Coach.
I made some good calls today.
You sure did. You sure did.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, Precedent. We'd love to help.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil.
Hey, tax season's here, and that means it's the season of savings with Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. And that means you can get your home comfortable now and pay when your tax return comes in. Pretty easy setup right there.
Yes.
And we are entering the time of spring when, you know, the heater's going to be important, the air conditioner's going to be important. Reliability is always the most important thing when it comes to your HVAC system, and that's what they're all about at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. The smart way to stay comfortable without the upfront hit to your wallet. You can schedule your appointment at gopascal.com.
Take us anywhere with you on the Hit That Line Now app. I was in Dallas over the weekend. I could be listening at any time. I was going to be there today, and I decided to come back early. And
now, you were at the, I didn't realize this, you were at the convention center.
Yeah.
You had that cheerleading thing going on, and that's where the...
there was over 30,000 cheerleaders.
They had an active shooter incident there.
Well, they thought
they did.
That was the word that got out.
Okay.
And it turned out that, and I don't know exactly what caused it, but cheerleaders are on TikTok, and they have information, and they shared it with me. So I didn't get this from the Dallas Police Department, but I got this from cheerleaders. Cheerleaders told me that two dads were fighting over nachos. And they knocked over a couple of those poles that hold up displays and curtains. And they hit the concrete. And if you think about those metal hollow poles, if you were to go knock one over today, it can sound like gunshots. And anybody that was at the event would know no different than that. and the announcer and the security and all these people, I think, really believed that there were shots fired. And I wasn't there. My daughter, our team wasn't there. We were competing later in the day. But several thousand people were, and they just took off running. I mean, people got trampled. Nobody had a life-threatening injury to the latest reports, but there were some injuries, and people were running just everywhere. It's a pretty big place.
Yeah.
You know, downtown there
Right.
by the
I know
Army
what
and
you're
all that.
talking
Yeah.
about.
And people, it was just mass hysteria and chaos. And then hours later, people were still trying to find their kids. Like, you know, because you get separated, and you're not necessarily with your kid. They might be with the team. They might get separated from their team. The first thing I said when I walked into that place on Friday was, my gosh, this is a mess. It's just nuts. There's people everywhere, just going every direction. And everybody, you know, like in a million cheerleaders. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just spot, like, and it's like, normally you kind of look for your team's color. That's not happening.
Only so many colors.
Right. There's just like hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And so it was scary there for a minute. They ended up suspending the competition for the rest of the day on Saturday, right while you know, Arkansas was about at halftime.
Right.
When I found out about this, I was staying at a lovely Residence Inn. Felt like I had my own apartment. And but you know, with the Residence Inn did not come the SEC network.
Ooh, that's brutal.
And so, and then the internet was buffering. So I spent the first half on my phone watching the game.
Yeah.
Then I would just close my eyes and think that might work and they could make a shot. And it didn't. And it's just like we're at like the 2-minute mark and they don't have 10 points. I just can't. I couldn't even believe it.
You know, one of the things, and I don't know, you know, if you want to get into the serious breakdown yet, but I was figuring this up yesterday. Even after the game Saturday, even with this game completed, with neither Thero nor Boogie playing, they still account for 31% of Arkansas's points. They count for 37% of their assists, and they count for 31% of their steals. To me, when I look at Saturday's game, the tone was set by the fact they couldn't stop South Carolina inside. And I thought that was a direct result of Thero not being there. I mean, Pringle just pinned him over and over and over again, basket after basket. When that happens, you begin to press a little bit on the offensive end. And by that I mean you're falling behind, you can't stop the other team. Now, I got to make some shots. And I thought very early on, South Carolina set the tone. I give them credit for that. But I thought Arkansas really missed Thero. I think they still miss Boogie. You know, he's still the assist leader on the team. He's missed 11 games now. You know, DJ Wagner's one of my favorite players. I love the way he plays. But he didn't have any assists Saturday. And if you really look at the numbers of the game, South Carolina's starting guards combined for 4 points. Their 3 starting guards combined for 4 points. Murray Boyles had, 35? And Pringle had 18. That's 53 of their points right there from 2 guys. And that was on the interior. So I really think when you look at you know, put it under the microscope, it was Arkansas's inability to stop them inside that led to some issues even on the other end of the floor. It was, as Cal said, it was a dud of a game. And but I just thought, you know, beyond it just being a dud of a game, I thought South Carolina really took advantage of the fact that Adu Thero was not in there.
Yeah, at some point it's going to cost you, right? It's going to hurt. I mean, you can talk about overcoming it all you want, but Boogie and Thero being out, it's probably your 2 best players. I mean, it's going to cost you at some point. And
just look at the stat sheet. They're in the top 2 in pretty much everything.
Yeah, and then you don't make shots. I mean, they couldn't make shots at the basket. They couldn't make shots in the paint. They couldn't make shots that were open. And I think you're right. I mean, when you said it, that the tone was set. When the tone gets set, that's also, we can talk about momentum, but the tone like creates this environment that you got to either take advantage of or overcome. And that's what's great about playing at home sometimes, right? One good thing happens and everybody gets excited. There's so much to be said for environment and a tone or momentum in sports. And when it's on the other side and you're pressing, like, Arkansas then would come down and they would just take a shot that really wouldn't be part of what their normal offense might be. And you were almost glad they did until it didn't go in, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And at one point they were having a difficult time getting shots off. South Carolina played, and then they just kept playing harder and better on defense, and it was just bad. Like, it's just one of those deals where you look at it and you can't believe it's that bad. At some point they're going to start making shots, right? No, at no point were they going to start making shots.
Well, I mean, they got some points at the end when it was well beyond decided and made it look, a lot closer than it was. Honestly, I mean, 19's not very close, but it made it look closer than it was. But look, there's no time to wallow, because I mean, plane leaves this afternoon for Nashville.
You can't wallow around.
Yeah, you can't.
Misery
Can't get your daughter down. It's you gotta go to Nashville today. You're gonna be in Memorial Gym tonight for a shoot around.
Gotta go.
And you're gonna play tomorrow night at midnight. So nobody's gonna have any sympathy.
9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Central.
10 o'clock Eastern?
10 o'clock Eastern.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Look it up.
No, it's not.
Okay, look it up.
No, it's not. 10 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah.
They're starting a game at 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Eastern time zone, yeah.
That's not okay.
You're right, it's not.
Well, you're not going to get the argument for me.
Well, here's why I'm surprised. A, I didn't realize that. B, I didn't know that we had gone that far. I mean, 10 o'clock at night, you're starting a game.
Oklahoma and Texas
on a weeknight.
Oklahoma and Texas played at 9 o'clock earlier this year.
The game's not over until midnight. What are we going to do with the statement that nothing good happens after midnight if we're running these kids into midnight? Did that hit? Did you feel that?
No, I mean,
that
look,
was very old man yells at clouds. Yeah.
But
yeah,
I appreciate your emotion.
I mean, there's some logic in there.
I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, but it's not like I didn't just start thinking about this. I've had this thing circled all year long. I knew what was coming.
Well, I'm renewing your energy.
And there's
I'm setting the tone.
It's I'm not looking forward to it.
Holy crap! 10 o'clock?
Well, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock for us.
It's still 10 o'clock where you're playing. That is bananas.
No, I mean Nashville Central.
Bananas.
I mean, I hate to just like burst everybody's bubble. Nashville Central.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock for all intents and purposes. 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And but 9 o'clock local time is it's ridiculous.
Insane.
It is ridiculous. And
Shame on the television people. Shame
well,
on the television.
the SEC is the one that said okay.
Shame on the SEC then.
They're
Shame on you, Greg Sankey.
Shame.
Getting on TV and flipping a coin at halftime of a basketball game. Shame on you.
Is that what they did for
Yeah.
the women's top seed?
They literally had Sankey.
What?
I knew they had a coin
on
flip.
camera in Birmingham,
I didn't
and
know
he
that.
flipped a coin.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
They had a tie at the top of the
Why didn't
SEC
they just
women's
play quarters?
standings, and they had a coin
Michael
flip.
Jordan wasn't available.
You should have played quarters or like beer pong. You got to figure out a better way to do that.
Yeah, literally, it was a camera of Greg Sankey, and he flipped a coin, and South Carolina won the coin.
Do you think he spent all morning thinking, I can't drop the coin, I can't drop the coin.
What
Gotta
if
make
you
sure you
told,
catch
what
the
if you told
coin.
Greg Sankey that he had to stay up till 10 o'clock Eastern to do that?
Yeah, see?
I wonder if all those guys in the SEC office are still going to be awake when that Vanderbilt-Arkansas game ends on
Not
a
a single
Saturday
one.
night. Oh, there'll be a few of them. The young guys will be up.
I got to take
There
a
you
break.
go.
I got to take a break just to recover from all that.
I know.
There was a lot of emotion right there for me. I had this whole talk, this morning. Like, I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock this week.
No, you're not. Well, you can, but you're going to miss the game.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the whole game.
That talk did not. And
And here's the thing. Let me just tell you what's going to happen, and people know this. It's the third of 3 games. It is not going to start at 9 o'clock. It's going to tip off about 10 after 9. It's It's going to tip off about 10 after 9.
You stop it.
And they're going to play till almost 11:30. That's how it's going to go. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Okay, well, anyhow, if you're going to be up watching the game, you might as well have a flight by Yingling.
There you go.
95 calories, so it's not that bad, in terms of your diet, but it tastes like a Yingling. Light beer tastes like a Yingling. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Just raise your glass for that 9 o'clock tip. Or your new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Raise that. And then you can seal it back after you only drink half of it because the game's so late. And you have it, again, the next, happy hour at home. 877-377-6963, the Chuck and Bo Show. Your thoughts coming up. Nashville, Eastern Time. I hate to break it to you, Bo, but they're still central.
Yeah, let's.
I know you lost your damn mind.
Let's have a simple geography lesson here. I hate to bring it.
What do they hit Eastern in Tennessee, Chuck? Is it Knoxville? Is that the line?
Knoxville. It's just
west
of
of
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
Just west of Knoxville.
Yeah.
Golly, I've had more tie moments
It's my
on
home
the
state,
show.
I know. It's my home state. I know. I've driven right past the sign that says you are now entering
Florida's
Eastern
right before
time.
Tallahassee. I hate it.
Oh, I emailed you more sounds.
Okay, thanks.
From Cal, Larry Bird, and Pistol Pete.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
The Pistol Pete one's kind of funny.
From the movie network.
Sounds like Gene. It sounds like Gene.
I don't know what's going on.
Sounds like Gene Hackman died on the same day that Chuck did, but they just found him.
Do what now? Oh.
Did you get anything from that over the weekend? Did anybody go, boy, we're really glad to have you here, Chuck? We didn't know you're going to make the trip.
Yeah, somebody said something. You're going to think about that the next 2 years.
I don't know what happened with the team now. They all thought their play-by-play guy had passed away.
Nobody died according to Twitter's AI today, in case anybody was wondering.
Hey, let me tell you something. I hope I make it to 65. I didn't know about that. Am I going to drop dead? Did I just have the year wrong? Jeez.
Are we still going to that new bar downtown? Yeah, supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi.
That was softball this weekend, Bart.
You went, right?
Mm-hmm. Just Friday, or?
No, Friday and Saturday. Just 4 games.
We ended
all run rules.
We ended up getting up to
When I was a
baseball
little kid,
yesterday.
my dad came to me in the gym one day and he said,
The Illinois softball team was like the chirpiest bunch of players and coaches I've ever been around. And we out.
Oh, softball games, they sing, they do chants, they do all this shit.
Well, I'm talking like they were chirping. Like they weren't. It wasn't any of that. It was like just trash talking and stuff. And while Arkansas is just blowing their doors off.
Never really heard shit's trash talk.
And then the dugout was yelling at us. Like the fans, the players and coaches were yelling at the fans. Like it was wild.
Softball.
The softball this weekend. Illinois' softball team was just like the biggest bunch of chirpers, and Arkansas handed it
talking
to
to
them.
fans?
Oh, they were talking to us. They were chirping us.
Were you chirping back?
Hell yeah! They intentionally walked Bree Ellis like almost every time she came to the plate. And then Courtney Day would like immediately hit like an RBI double or a home run or something like that. It was just funny, man.
All right, David and Cersei's going to get us going.
All right, David.
It's going to be good.
Is he?
Need an Oaklawn live read this segment.
Hey, we got to figure those dates out. If we could not do the weekend of the 17th, 18th, that's the weekend of the football spring game.
Look at that YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll have a little bit of stuff to do with Pittman, like on that Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And The Derby is the last weekend of the month. I promise you the Buzz will have their morning show there on Friday before the Derby. And we ought to too. Would be my initial thought.
Yeah.
The other options, the 4th and the 5th of April, which is
work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're losing the gist of what I'm saying.
I'm not.
You're
I
losing.
am not, but I had a moment to pounce on a great moment, and I did. I agree with you, and I love you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, football season may be over, but the action hasn't stopped at the Oaklawn Sports app. Download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. You can get in all the action, whether it's basketball, NCAA, or women's, hockey, golf, much more. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets, and they've got the 10% profit boost going. New and existing customers get in on that. Qualifying 3-leg parlays earn a profit boost of up to 10%. So you can parlay with odds of plus 1,000. Those could turn into odds of plus 1,100. Bart, did you hit anything big over the weekend on the Oaklawn Sports app?
No, not this weekend.
Okay. So it's just, all around whatever kind of weekend.
No, there were no bets placed this weekend.
So you took the weekend off.
I heard a rumor.
That's healthy.
Yeah,
I heard a rumor that you were trash talking some softball players at Bogle Park over the weekend. It just got back to me. I just heard that.
Yeah. What was
the story
happening
on
at Bogle
that?
Park before
What
we
was
go
the
to the
story?
phones here?
Yeah, well, so basically the Illinois softball team, they like to chirp and they like to talk trash, and they like
giving it back to
to the fans,
to the players, the fans. Yeah, I'm talking about their
They were
dugout.
turning around and talking up into the stands out of the dugout?
Yeah, or to the side, yeah.
What were
Yeah.
you doing?
Cool.
Would you talk back?
Yeah, we talked back to them. Yeah. Because, by the way, they got run ruled both the games they played against Arkansas. Arkansas run ruled all 5 games they played over the weekend, and they would get out there and they would
they just
walk.
kept talking.
They would intentionally walk Bree Ellis time and time. Who's among the nation's leaders in home runs and RBI, slugging, all that stuff. And they walked her almost every time she came to the plate, and fans were booing and they were chirping. It was just it was the whole thing.
Any name calling?
No name calling. No.
What did you say? I mean, what's a good softball, for a fan?
Well,
if you're grilling them, what'd you say?
It's like, hey, maybe you should learn to pitch better, and then you would,
that'll show
that type of, yeah, well,
that's
look,
piercing.
Look, I'm not trying to lace them with a bunch of profanities.
Well, I want Chuck. What would you got any?
I don't know.
It's a good thought.
Scaredy
I was
cats.
just wondering what he said.
Let's get creative.
People start doing the chicken dance in the stands.
Do you do the chicken dance?
I did not, but there were people doing the
So-
chicken dance, calling them chicken.
I got you.
It was all in good fun.
Sure.
But,
of course.
If we had
take
a
some of that,
camera,
Illinois.
if we had a camera on you, would we be proud of you, or would be? And by the way, why wasn't your cutout there?
That's a question not for me.
Why is your cutout facing the wall?
Yeah. Why? What's going on?
Well,
Bart's ashamed of it.
No,
bent up?
it was
embarrassed.
It was
He's
having some
embarrassed.
leaning issues.
Yeah.
So we had to turn it that way.
There's no we in this. He had to.
Hey,
Well, it was falling down.
he's nurturing
Turned
the
around.
cutout.
It was
I
falling
mean,
down.
Yeah,
The
well-
Cradles
got to
it.
protect it.
So would we have been proud of you, or would we
Well,
have been?
sure.
Did you have a moment where you're like, I probably shouldn't have said that, like me in traffic? I
No.
probably shouldn't have done that.
No, there were no profanities or anything like that.
So you feel good about yelling at a bunch of girls?
I feel good about being a fan and chirping back at a team
I'm
that was
just
chirping.
asking. I'm just asking.
Hey, their coaches were in on it too.
Were they really?
Oh yeah.
I do
thing.
wonder about that dynamic.
Well, I do
I'm
too.
not quite sure how to get
I
into the
know.
conversation,
I know.
but I would just leave it there. I wonder
know.
about that dynamic.
I know.
You know, like it's a little bit different.
What do you mean?
Well, like if you're down there yelling at other dudes, like it's one thing. If you're yelling at females,
Yeah.
you know, like it's like what I'm not sure what to do with that. Like
All he saw was team. All he saw was the orange and
faces.
the blue. That's all he saw.
Ugly colors.
Yeah.
Ugly colors.
How about the girls? I'm just kidding. David and Cersei,
let's
you're
not
on.
do
See,
that.
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
But no, you don't.
That's
you
what
don't,
happened.
But that's what
That's
happened.
what
No,
happened.
you don't
That's what
take it
happens.
there, though. You don't take it there. It's all about what's happening on the field.
I understand. It's just a different dynamic. It is. David, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, happy Monday, guys.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Good to hear
listen,
from you.
I was driving through town in my truck Friday and had to turn the radio on, and immediately heard some basketball guy, giving the breakdown on the game with South Carolina. And naturally, I haven't watched any South Carolina games. Who would? You know, I want to watch the top teams play in the conference, so I didn't know anything about them. And he explained it real well, that they had two big guys in the middle that were just going to be big and strong, and it looked pretty bad for us. One of them possibly a lottery pick, and I thought, oh, God. So I come home, and I called my fishing buddy Saturday morning, who never misses a game, and I said, man, we may be in trouble on this one. They got a couple of big guys, and I don't think we're going to be able to handle them. And that's exactly what happened. First three times they had the ball, they throw it inside, layup, and I'm like, yeah, we can't win this one. You know, there's no need to get been out of shape or anything, and I just toughed it out to about 10 minutes left in the game, and I did something I never do. I left the game, gathered up a couple of young boys, took them to town, bought them some wrestling figures. We had a great day. Came home, watched baseball on the TV, softball on the phone. Man, it was a great Saturday
Good Razorback day.
Don't make too much out of this. It's just one game. We played them at the wrong time, injuries, whatever. That's just sports. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thank you. So moving along, per David's comment there, softball, they swept the series?
It was a
really
5-game tournament situation. They played Iowa twice, Illinois twice, and then one game against Missouri State. Won all 5 by run rule. They're 19-1 now. It's tied for the best start in school history.
Baseball swept Charlotte.
They did.
A walk-off.
Yep. Parker Coyle had an immaculate inning
yesterday. He did.
Always cool.
Does anybody know what an immaculate inning is?
9 pitches, 9 strikes.
3 outs.
Sit down.
Do you have to strike them all out?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, he did.
Dawson Bryce behind, 0-2. The pitch. Immaculate. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Parker Coyle is fired up. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
I don't
cool.
care who you do that against. That's a pretty big deal. That's
cool.
hard to do.
Pretty cool. I mean, you don't even get a foul tip, nothing.
Did you see the green uniform Charlotte was wearing yesterday? Those are the greenest. Edward, you went to the game, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the greenest uniforms I've ever seen a college baseball team wear.
They were very green.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Did it feel like St. Patrick's Day?
Someone said they played
particularly,
John
no.
Deere green when they were taking infield, which I thought was kind of clever.
Yeah. I saw Dave Van Horn. By the way, Hogs Plus, sometimes the Razorback Baseball social media accounts, they'll show those Dave Van Horn huddles after the game. I don't even need a press conference. Like, I just watch that. You feel like you know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
He recaps the game in short order, very efficiently to his it's awesome. If you want to know everything that happened in the game, he'll just roll right through it right there. You did this, you did that, we had that rough, and thank you for that, and way to step up there, and bam.
You know, I guess a lot of coaches are like this, but I can tell you his recall. I can remember when I was doing the games, I would say something like, hey, I remember that Nebraska, your Nebraska team in 2001. And he'll go through pitch by pitch what happened in a game and why they won or why they lost. I'm like, my God, that's like 20 years ago.
Right on top of it.
And I know a lot of them are like that in all sports. Now I've talked to other coaches that are not like that. And some, I'm not saying it makes one better than the other, but his recall is pretty impressive.
877-377-6963 if you want to hop in here on the Chuck and Bo Show. Make a point Monday, a reaction Monday, maybe your thoughts on where this leaves Arkansas after an embarrassing, disappointing loss at South Carolina. It is going to get up to about 60-ish, maybe 61, 62 throughout the state today. It's going to be another nice day, I think, right? Are we getting some rain at some point this week?
Tomorrow
there are going to be storms throughout the state.
So
potential for severe weather, especially a central and southern part of the state.
So go through like a splash car wash, get your car washed today, and then do it again after tomorrow. But, like have a nice car today. Why not? I'm going to tell you how to get a free car wash, by the way, when we come back on the Chuck and Bo Show. 646. Good morning.
I'm not telling you that everything's great. I'm also not willing to say everything's terrible.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
There's nothing we enjoy saying more than I told you so.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio.
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Proud to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
For years, Mosquito Joe has been the go-to service for mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas all across Arkansas. Making outside fun again for Arkansans is our passion. But over the past few years, there's been an increasing problem outside.
Fire ants.
Bingo. They're everywhere now. And if you've ever gotten to a pile of them, and I'm sure you have, you immediately know.
Outside is not fun.
Yep. That's why Mosquito Joe is now providing fire ant control. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC. Battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Do you adhere to a budget, Chuck?
Not as well as I should.
Yeah, say.
Some people are like that.
I admire those people.
I'm not one of them.
I need to get on that plane.
I need to get on that plane too.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, JR is in Shady Grove. JR, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Hey, guys. How y'all this morning?
Hey, good morning.
JR.
Hey, I didn't get to watch the game. I got to listen to it.
You didn't get to?
It sounded like it was definitely quiet in the arena.
You were privileged enough
Didn't
not
seem
to
like
watch
there
the
was many
game.
stands.
Didn't work out.
It was not a packed
I
house.
had some stuff.
Yeah, it was not packed.
No, it seems to me that this team just lacks discipline. I mean, you have everything going your way to be able to make a run, and with what you have, 7 players or whatever they got, it just seemed like they were just any place they'd rather been than in Columbia, South Carolina Saturday. Is that how you come away from that, Chuck?
Well, I didn't come away with lack of discipline. No, I don't really know where that comes in. I thought they played a bad game, and I thought South Carolina played a good game, and sometimes that happens. And I'm not making excuses for it. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It does matter. Matters a lot. But I don't think it was a lack of discipline. I think there's just a cold, hard reality that their top 2 scorers are out. One of their defensive mainstays inside is out. And I'm going to guess he would have been Pringle's matchup. Maybe at times Murray Boyles too. I just thought some cold, hard reality smacked him in the face on Saturday. South Carolina set the tone inside early, and I thought Arkansas, as a result of falling behind early, took some shots that, maybe, in retrospect, they wouldn't have taken.
Make a shot.
Yeah,
I mean, they couldn't make a shot. It was like
that was my, that was my take.
Take a hook shot, take a behind the back shot, take an over the head shot, shoot from half court. I mean, they might as well have done all those things because they could not make a shot. I mean, when you don't have 10 points with 2 minutes to go, that's just like
I don't think that's a lack of discipline, though.
No, this is what I'm following up on your point.
Yeah.
When you don't make shots, it makes everything look worse. When you make shots, it covers up a multitude of issues.
Well, the only way you come from behind is to get stops. We focus on baskets, and obviously you got to have those. But the first thing you got to get is stops.
Well, and they did.
And Arkansas did after a while, but not
in
enough.
In the middle part of the second half, and really most of the middle to the end of the second or the first half, they had every opportunity to come back and get into the game. And then they cut it to 8 at one point, but they could not make any shots. So South Carolina actually went cold for a while.
Yeah, they did.
And Arkansas couldn't do anything with it. They just couldn't make shots. I mean, everything you said's also true. But when you can't make shots, you can't win.
No, you're right. That's the only thing you get points for.
We can analyze this any way you want. But when you don't put the ball in the basket, you're just not going to win. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Monday. That's fantastic analysis.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape.
Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatgnomecosmetic.com and click on the Sweat No Edge. If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you can't stand wearing your CPAP machine, I've got good news. And you need it because not wearing your CPAP can lead to severe health problems.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you don't have good sleep, you're not only affecting your body, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can increase weight gain. If you don't get good sleep, you also are not filtering your brain well. So sleep's very, very important.
Dr. Scotty Boulding, who's an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can improve your airway and help you breathe better.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Call Dr. Boulding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show. You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the cloud cover as we head through the afternoon. We're going to warm things up right around 60. Chance of seeing showers and some scattered thunderstorms tonight. Temperatures will drop down into the low 50s and rise as we head through the overnight. Showers and thunderstorms could be intense Tuesday, a high right around 65. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh-made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
For years, Mosquito Joe has been the go-to service for mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas all across Arkansas. Making outside fun again for Arkansans is our passion. But over the past few years, there's been an increasing problem outside.
Fire ants.
Bingo. They're everywhere now. And if you've ever gotten to a pile of them, and I'm sure you have, you immediately know.
Outside is not fun.
Yep. That's why Mosquito Joe is now providing fire ant control. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics. Now 17 years in the industry. How do people see what you've made over the years, Cecil?
Google or Yahoo it or Bing it. Jazzco Graphic Design, JAAZCO, Monday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes I'm here after. So if that open sign is on, I'm here. Y'all come on in. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC. Battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
Hey, Ty Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage. My mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations. Over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Ty, we pride ourselves on delivering a 5-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
No, I did not get anything done after the game yesterday.
Well, that's perfect then. That's perfect for you.
It wasn't bad.
I don't do well with that. Like when it's nice outside, it's hard to kind of be too relaxing inside, especially this time of year. I got to get outside.
I could not live.
I had to get outside.
I could not live.
Well, thankfully you don't have to. You're not the only one that feels that way.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Touching the hearts of Arkansans and raising children.
That's right.
In Arkansas.
It's a well-raised child that wants to listen to the Chuck and Bo Show
is.
first thing
is.
into the car.
Absolutely. 47 right now where we do the show from on the hill. It's going to get up to the low 60s in most of the state today. And then tomorrow we've got some weather.
Rain.
Got some rain coming.
Stormage.
It'll be a low of 55 tonight and 67 for a high tomorrow with a 99% chance of rain. It'll get down to 36. Wednesday, it's going to be 49, dropping down to 27. Thursday, it's going to be 56, dropping down to 40. Then it's 62 for a high, 53 for a high on Saturday, and 58 for a high on Sunday. That's your weather.
7-day forecast.
Yeah, 7 days. That's the week.
Plan your week.
That's all you need.
Plan your week
There you
around
go. You
it
didn't have
there.
time to look it up. I did it. There you go. We have it.
I don't know if you noticed, but we had everything covered this weekend. I was with the basketball team. Nothing to brag about. Bart was with the softball team talking trash.
To the Illinois girls.
The
females.
And Edward took the family out for a day at the ballpark. Got a little sun on his dome.
Yeah.
And
You could tell. Yeah, it looks good.
Had a big weekend. But we had it all covered. And, of course, you were at the cheerleading competition where,
where there were
all hell broke loose.
Where they thought there were shots fired.
Yeah.
And people ran.
So we were at the center of activity.
A lot going on.
As
Well,
you
I
would
think it was like a
expect.
national story down there.
It was.
In Dallas, where I was.
I didn't know you were there. I heard about the story, but I didn't know you were there,
didn't-
which is probably
after-
good. I wouldn't have been able to do the game.
Right.
You know?
I'm just wondering how after we spent the entire show on Friday talking about me not wanting to go to Dallas and not
Well, I
drive
mean, I knew
track
you were
five.
going to
You didn't know
Dallas,
was
but I didn't
there.
know you were at the convention center itself.
You thought I was at some other cheer.
No, I knew
In
you were
fairness.
in Dallas, but I didn't know it was at that facility.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Nor did
I
it-
would have been
nor
concerned.
did it cross your mind.
No, it never crossed my mind.
Those two things.
But
me and a cheer comp in a cheer comp
and the reports of an
situation.
active shooter. I never put two and two together. But once I was informed you were there, you can imagine the terror that I felt. And but fortunately, they kept the news from me during the game, so I could complete my task.
Don't tell Chuck. He'll be in a straight panic.
That's right.
He won't even be able to think. He's got to keep calling missed shots here.
That's
we got
right.
to
No
have
good.
this. Yeah.
No
good. Again, if you missed Chuck's call of the game,
this is bad.
It
now.
was really just. It was one of those things where Arkansas was struggling and Chuck was having to call. I mean, it's like. Surely this is going to end at some point, right?
Richmond pull up, baseline jumper, Billy, no good. Kick out Richmond, 3 on the way, no good. Murray Boyles with a rebound. Hogs need a bucket.
Boy, they did.
They sure did. So anyhow, track is the only thing I don't think we were at, which I haven't been to a track
that's
meet
where they
in a while,
won.
and I gotta get to a track meet. It's enjoyable, like an indoor track meet.
You know,
outdoor is great too, but I'm just saying you're in the building and you can just see everything happening. It's right there.
Peyton was here, you know, the one who had Bart's cutout at the game, talked about going to the track meets. And I guess they've got students that go. And but the women won the SEC indoors for the 11th straight year.
We just like don't even comment on that. It's kind of like they won again. Yeah. That's
Men finished
incredible.
second out of 16, so they had a great meet too. And you know, the beat goes on.
How about the women's basketball team going to A&M and getting a win?
Yeah, they got a win. Good for them.
Yeah,
happy
the
for
regular
them.
season with a win.
Tournaments this week for them.
Overcame a 14-point deficit. Higginbottom, 27 points. Arkansas's first win in College Station since 1991.
I was going to say before Gary Blair became their
Good
coach.
mercy. Softball team rolled. Bart yelled at
Baseball
Illinois
team had a good weekend.
women. Parker Coyle had an immaculate inning in the 8th. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts.
That's it.
You can't do any better than that.
No. And I don't care who you're playing, who you're going against. That's impressive.
And South Carolina 72, Arkansas 53. The Hogs shoot an it was worse than this. Bad 28.8% from the field. It was worse than that. They made some shots at the very end of the game to make it. And again, it's one game. It was one game when they beat Texas. We keep talking about it's this game, it's this moment, and it's big picture. Big picture, they're still okay. Now, look, there are concerns, okay? And I'm beginning to wonder if Thero's coming back. And I don't have any inside information, haven't really when it comes to things like this, there's all kinds of things that can be said. But if you read between the lines here, there's no information, but we have all the information. So when you have all the information, but there's no further update, meaning there's a, hyperextended knee, maybe a partial tear, but they're not going to have surgery. So, how does that just get better? Or is it going to remain? I think it's going, whatever it is now, you would think it's going to remain the same. So is it not good enough to play on, not healthy enough, not strong enough, whatever? Or is it? Well, if it's not, then obviously that's probably not going to change. If it is healthy enough and you're not playing, then that's a business decision. And by the way, I respect that. But I don't know the answer to this. I'm just giving you the scenarios.
Well, the timing of this injury is the worst part. Is that, if you read the release that they sent out, they're trying to heal this through rest without surgery right now. If we were in November or December and that route were to work, you'd have him back. This late in the year, you just have to hope that he's able to play. I don't know that you plan for him being back. You hope that he is, but I don't know that you plan for it. And, I watched Vanderbilt play Missouri Saturday night. Missouri had them beat in regulation, let them get into overtime. Vanderbilt won. Vanderbilt's got some pretty good big guys, too. And, again, if you go back to that South Carolina game and you look at how they scored, not how Arkansas didn't score, but how South Carolina did score. I mean, you have 53 of your 72 points came from 2 inside guys. And as Cal said after the game, I mean, that's what everybody's looking at. And, so they're going to have to find a way to defend that again Tuesday night. And we'll see if they're able to. Tomorrow night. It's hard to believe it's tomorrow night.
I know.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Right. Hopefully they get the game in before midnight.
I hope so, too.
8 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock Central?
9 o'clock Central time.
I'm struggling. Struggling.
It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine. But, yes, that is the case. 9 o'clock Central time.
So where are we on the bubble and all this stuff? Like give me the big
straddling
picture.
the bubble.
Give me the
now.
big picture.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Can I tell you what it sounds like to me? I don't know how to describe this.
Sure.
What are those big spool things they put like wire on that people try to walk on? You know what I mean? That's like it's a wheel. It's got the big round cylinder in the middle, and these big kind of wheels on the outside. But I think they use them to wrap like wire around. But you can walk on those, and you got to keep going forward.
I was thinking the same thing.
Or like to balance on.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly what I was
Let me
thinking.
give you a different one since I didn't describe that very well. It's like they're on a unicycle.
Okay, yeah.
Like they're just balancing on the unicycle.
Yeah, I mean,
now can they get a few bowls on their head like Red Panda? Is that better? That was better.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know. It was great. You guys are welcome to come up with a different one. Is
look,
it a metaphor or an analogy? Which was that? What's the difference? I got one more question. What were you going to say?
I think
so. All of that was about where we are. Did I sum it up? That's where we are.
Nobody really knows what's going on. No one knows what you're talking about.
That's the whole point.
Everyone's baffled by the whole situation. I get it.
Summed it up.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
Look, I think,
Can I get an OJ in here? Like we can throw a little more of that in there.
So look, the margin for error
Does it fit?
is gone now, right? Like Arkansas's margin for error is gone. The good thing is
What does that
now
mean?
you can lose tomorrow night and
does that
still
mean?
get in.
That you can't lose to any more bubble teams. The good news
Would
for
that be
Arkansas-
falling off the unicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
The good news is that of the 2 games Arkansas has left to play this season, neither is a bubble team. Both are safely in the NCAA tournament field. So the issue then comes in potentially at the SEC tournament. But nothing's changed and everything's changed. And I'll go back to what I said I'll go back to what I said last week.
There we go.
I'll go back to what I said last week. It's a very weak bubble this year.
I don't
And
what
so
does that mean?
It means the teams that are on the bubble just aren't very good. And
All
they're
right, let
not-
me ask you a question. If Arkansas splits this weekend, or this week, I'm sorry. If Arkansas splits and goes to Nashville as the 11 seed and plays Oklahoma in that first game, do you think that's for a bid?
As of right now, I would say yes.
Okay.
I think it is. I think
it's possible. I don't know that we're.
That was
we're not there yet.
Good
but
question.
No.
Chuck.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, look.
Probing.
I'm glad you were able to get it to go somewhere
Here's the
on
thing.
this circular analysis
just
over
break
here
it down
that's
in the
going
Chevy
nowhere.
situation.
Here's the thing that is good for Arkansas. Of the 4 SEC teams that you would say are on the bubble right now, right? So that's Georgia, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Arkansas, I'll take Georgia off the table. Georgia, I'm honestly surprised that neither Jerry Palm nor Joe Lunardi has them safely in the field because their metrics are pretty good compared to these other teams and, well, really everybody on the bubble. They're 33rd in the net. Texas is 46th in the net. Arkansas 47, Oklahoma 53. I know the net's not the end-all, be-all, but that's what it looks like across the board.
Didn't Georgia beat Florida? Didn't Georgia beat Florida last week?
Yes.
See, that's one of the things that makes me wonder about the importance of the Carolina loss. And I say that because it doesn't seem like enough importance has been placed on Georgia's win over Florida. If you get into a situation where a win over a team that might win the national championship, if you're on the bubble, a win over them doesn't get you in, so to speak. Does a loss knock you out? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I'm just posing a question.
The good thing for Arkansas is that their metrics are better than Texas's or Oklahoma's. right? They're not close to as good as Georgia's across the board, but they are better, and in some cases substantially better than Texas's and Oklahoma's. So if you're looking at 4 teams and you're saying 2 of them are getting in, Arkansas is still in a good spot among those 4 teams.
And that would make 12 SEC teams in the whole thing. Right. If 2 of those 4 get in, that gets you to 12.
Right.
If you only get 11, which is possible, Bo's got his hand raised, then only 1 of the 4 gets in.
I just want to go back to what I've been told, that if Arkansas got to 7 wins, they would be in the NCAA tournament. I was told that by the guy in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room, and Blakeman's Jewelry is on the line for this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you to Blakeman's, but that was the bet, right?
Yeah.
Like 7 wins. So
It
what's
was
all this
Arkansas
jargon about?
It was Arkansas getting into the tournament.
My gut still tells me that the tournament may not matter as much as we think, and here's why. Oklahoma's got 4 conference wins right now. Is that right? How can you play a get-in, don't-get-in game with a team that – if Oklahoma – even if they go 2-0 this week and Arkansas goes 0-2, at that point you've each got 6 wins. That's a different deal. But
I think it's going to be really hard for Oklahoma to get in, if I'm being honest. They're now.
I don't think Oklahoma or Texas get in.
Arkansas's in. Arkansas's in. Is that what I'm hearing?
OU has wins over Arizona, over Louisville. They also have a win over Michigan.
Oklahoma and Texas play Saturday. That's a big game. That's in Austin.
Texas is a team. You want to talk about a team that has just thrown away their season. That's what Texas has done.
They've tailed off.
They were a lock for the NCAA tournament, and now they've lost 6 of 7 games and are just in a
They're not done losing
Good for
either.
them. Good for them.
Yeah,
good for them.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to do it, do it. That's Bart in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. Chevy of Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas's #1 volume dealer, unbeatable prices, unmatched selection, award-winning service, and as we love to talk about, the complimentary loaners. So if you're dropping your vehicle off to get it fixed or get it tuned up or whatever, you get a complimentary loaner. Just talk to them about it. Ask Mark, Denver, Chris, our friends at Chevy of Fayetteville, and they'll take care of you in the Fayetteville Auto Park.
One more thing. We do have conference basketball tournament action starting today. The Atlantic Sun is underway, where the #1 seed is a Lipscomb team that Arkansas beat earlier this year. So if you're a Razorback fan, you want to cheer for
That's
Lipscomb
actually
to
a
win.
good metrics win, as it turns out. That's a good metrics win.
Yeah. So you want as many wins over teams in the field as possible. And so if Lipscomb actually plays UCA tonight at 7.
So if you didn't get what you needed there, I don't know what to tell you. That was the whole omelet right there from Bart in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. I still don't know what's happening.
An omelet sounds pretty good.
Well, it does, but does 7 wins get you in?
Hey, we're not the only ones going through that this week. Not just the teams that we were talking about there, but Vanderbilt and Kentucky have 8 wins. Where are they going to end up being seated? The one thing about all this that doesn't make sense to me is an 8-win Kentucky team being considered as a 3, 4, 5 seed, but a 7 or 6 win team in the SEC might not even get in. That seems like a pretty big discrepancy to me.
That's a good point. Another good point. 7:19. It's the Chuck and Bo Show on a Monday. Good morning.
That's the actual question. What the hell's going on around here?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened.
And perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town. And you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
Bo, when your show went off a few years ago, it was like I've been lost ever since then. And I just really appreciate your show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're telling me it's not about me.
Well,
and my
not entirely. No,
troubles.
now, don't misunderstand me. It is all about you, but maybe not quite to the degree that we might hope.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I mentioned this earlier and never got back to it, so my apologies. But for those listening now, you're going to get the benefit of a free car wash. If you care about doing business with local, and we do here at the Chuck and Bo Show, Splash Car Wash is just that. Great folks, Arkansans, locally owned and operated since 1981, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. 22322.
22322.
Yep, 22322. Text Splash Car Wash to 22322. Get a free car wash today. Splash Car Wash, locally owned and operated. Sterling in Center Ridge. Good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Bo and Chuck and Bob and the guys.
Hey, Sterling.
Guys,
Can't hear you very well.
Yeah. Having trouble hearing you. Yep.
Got to get into that microphone.
There we go.
How about now?
Better.
That better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. I didn't see it like a discipline, and like y'all said, I just saw, a situation that Cal talked about earlier this year. You don't have to make them all, but you can't miss them all, and they dang near missed them all until the until, when they started hitting them, the game was already decided. So basically they did miss them all. And like you said, when your ball's not going through the hole, everything is a lot worse. Your defensive effort, I don't care what anybody says, go down when the ball's not going in the hole. It's just human nature. It's just the way it is. It's been like that ever since they started shooting in that peach basket. It's always been like that. And if you remember when you played, especially when you were a kid at your purest form, when you hit a shot, the feeling that you got when that ball went through the hole, and you just hopping around, you getting back on defense, and probably going to commit a foul because you're so juiced up after you see the ball go in the hole. Right? And I don't see why that's so hard for people to understand, especially the people that haven't played ball on any level. And they just went to it's like they went to a dungeon. There was not many people there, not a lot of juice, and you've been playing big game after big game. Eventually, you don't shoot particularly well in the first place. It was a perfect storm for that to happen. I hate it did happen, but I think we get a split this week. We're in good shape, and I still think we'll make the tournament. And a great point that Chuck made earlier about one team being safely in a top 16 seed and a team that's a game behind them and beat them barely on being on the bubble is kind of this priceless discrepancy is true enough. And one thing about Bo is Chuck is why you gotta say act so surprised when you say good point, good point. You do it daily. You do it daily.
I know.
On a daily basis.
I don't know about that.
You guys have a great
I'm
day.
here for it.
All right,
Thanks,
see you,
Sterling.
Sterling.
I'm here for it.
Bo,
I just like to call it out.
Bo makes great
Occasionally.
points too. Bart as well. And when
don't-
Edward
don't
speaks,
try to come back
When
like
Edward speaks, people listen.
Don't try to come back like that. This was about you, and
Okay,
now
all
you're
right.
trying to
All
deflect.
right,
and
all
you're
right.
You're the point maker.
Whatever.
You're the shot maker on the show.
All
Mike and Goshen. Good morning, Mike. Mike, you with us?
Yo, Mike.
877-377-6963. If you want to get in here on the Chuck and Bo show, where Arkansas is in a situation with no Thero, and now it was like the Texas game. Okay, they can survive this. They'll figure it out. Congratulations. Great job. Here's the thing. Every time you play a game, you're going to put on tape something that your next opponent is going to try to exploit. And I think South Carolina realized what Chuck talked about earlier. The defensive effort of Thero and the physicality that he can play with and the versatility he has on the floor was really missed on Saturday. Now, having said that, the path forward for this team to win games is what? They're going to have to shoot well. And by the way, that's been pretty much the case for most of the season. When this team shoots well, when they shoot a high percentage, that's when they play their best. And you think, well, that's pretty obvious. That's like anybody could say that. I think you have a less of a chance grinding your way through a game, and they've hung their hat on defense. And sometimes throughout the course of a game or games plural, they've had these moments where they've really bowed up on defense and played well. Maybe they're not going to be able to do that like they have at times without Thero. Also, the problem for them is Thero scores at a high rate most games. So now you got two things you got to figure out. But it sounds really simple. I know it's not quite this simple, but they've got to make shots, like jump shots. Like when Nelly gets open, when Avicic gets open, unfortunately, it's just got to go in.
Well, I think there's the cold, hard reality that you're playing without your two top scorers. You're playing without your leading scorer and your leading rebounder. You're playing without your second leading scorer and your leading assist man. And the leading scorer and leading rebounder is also a major defensive presence on the inside. Again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. South Carolina's 3 starting guards combined for 4 points. Arkansas did not get beat by those guys. It was the guys inside that did. And I think Thero's absence defensively, with all the focus on missed shots, and it was a dud of a game in that respect. But I still think the tone was set off the bat because South Carolina knew they could go inside and score at will.
877-377-6963. By the way, follow us on social at Chuck and Bo Show. Hit that Line Now app. You can take us anywhere. Fueled by Taco Bell. And if you miss anything on the show, you want to go back and hear it like when Chuck passed away live on the air.
That was tragic.
Friday. If you missed that in the first hour of the show, you can go back and get that on the podcast, which is at Chuck and Bo Show on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get podcasts. Yes, Bart.
Chuck's, yeah, that was tragic.
Yeah.
Beautiful line delivery.
Yeah, it was. It's remarkable.
He got better.
Yeah.
He got better.
I'm telling you, I don't know. Has that happened anywhere ever where you're doing a show and you find out the guy doing the show next to you
dead.
Passed
Dead.
3 weeks ago. Died 3 weeks ago.
One of the old radio staples, dead or alive?
Yeah.
Chuck, dead. See, I got proof right
Yeah.
here. Hey, you think that was tragic? It's a good line. Listen to this. Before me, after me, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. There you go, right there. Buying or selling a home.
I like
They're
it.
your partners.
Yeah.
Bo's kids, Bo's family.
Doesn't matter whether you're here or not.
Friends for life. That's exactly right. Dead, alive.
They're still there.
That's exactly right. They're still going to be able to get you from contract to close. Your son's story really is a good story, and it is, I think, indicative of what a lot of people go through when they buy a home for the first time. You want to do it. You got the money to do it. You got the credit to do it. But there's money out there that you didn't know was there. There are all sorts of things that come up, and that's why you need a real estate professional. And that's what you get with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. They can make it an easy process, whether it's your first time out or whether it's your 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, or 10th time out. They get you from contract to close. It's why they've been turning houses into homes since 1978. You can check them out at WeichertGriffin.com.
7:32. It's the Chuck and Bo Show on a Monday. Good morning.
Bo, you said something interesting. I don't think you meant to, but when you talked about those...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
And I listen in every day. Everybody know that. I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Building warriors.
Physical toughness and physicality matter more now than ever before.
Competing for each other.
You can care about the kids and still win.
Upholding the Hog standard.
Whatever we do, we'll have good people who are driven and wired, knowing that there's an expectation here and not being afraid of it.
This is one of those Razorback moments.
Follow John Calipari in Arkansas on the hardwood all season long.
Right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals are just people. They've got their lives and families same as you and me. But what happens when big hospitals and insurance companies ask too much of them and make them work too many hours without enough help? You can only stretch something so far before it breaks and people get hurt or even die. That's where I come in. If the healthcare system in our area has hurt you or someone you love, call me. Together, let's make them do healthcare better. I'm Phil Votaw, and you've never met a lawyer like me.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Hey, Ty Richardson for American Patriot Promotions. They have their Springdale Gun Show coming up March 8th and 9th in the Parsons Stadium Events Center. Come see them Saturday, March 8th from 9 to 5 and Sunday, March the 9th from 9 to 3:30. Tickets are just $10 per person, $8 for veterans, military, police, and first responders, plus children 16 and under get in free. Check them out online at AmericanPatriotPromotions.com.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Pitchers look pretty good. Getting quite a few strikeouts over the weekend. Good to see Kendall Diggs back in there.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I was really dorky. I'm sure it's a shock for you guys to realize
that. Right?
Oh, I was a total dork.
What a great story.
No, now I'm an older dork.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
At one point in the game, I think Arkansas was 1 of 18. Chuck would.
They were 0 for 17 before they hit the 3.
Okay, one of 18. Look, at some point, you just got to laugh a little bit. 4 of 32. At one point in the second half, and I literally thought to myself, maybe they should they couldn't. Honestly, I don't think they would have had a worse percentage had they been shooting from half court. Here's what it sounded like if you missed Chuck's call.
Brazil's open in the corner. His three-pointer short, no good. Carter at the foul line, steps back, two-pointer, rattles around, won't fall, and Davis gets the board for the Gamecocks. Adu, dribble handoff, left side Richmond. Pull up, baseline jumper Billy, no good. Kick out Richmond, 3 on the way, no good. Murray Boyles with a rebound. Hogs need a bucket.
Man, you guys are brutal. And let me say the rim rattle was added.
That was added in
for effect.
I asked, what would Pistol Pete say about this?
When I was a little kid, my dad came to me in the gym one day and he said, "Pete, I don't like the way you're shooting. You're not shooting too good." And I said, "Well, I'm trying to." He says, "But you really need to do something." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I want you to think of a little man." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, take this little man and picture him in your mind. And this little man, he does all your shooting when you're not shooting. And he shoots and he shoots and he shoots. And everything he does, he never misses. Your little man never misses. I want you to put that into your head. This little man never misses. Now, when you shoot, you'll never miss either."
Did you know I was Pistol Pete's little man?
Son of press. That's
good. We also found another one. You want to hear what Larry Bird would say?
Please.
Well, there's 2 things. One's to get the feel of the ball, and the most important thing is get your eyes focused on the rim. Right when I get the ball, the first thing I do is get the feel of the ball, get my feet adjusted to the rim, square up, and get my eyes focused on the rim before I release the ball.
I got one more. Edward somehow found this. This is a VHS tape way back in the day of Nolan Richardson talking about shooting.
We got something called BEEF, B-E-E-F. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. Once again, BEEF. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through.
There's all these shooting videos out there. Look, I'm just having fun. You got to just laugh. What else are you going to do? I mean, it's not that easy, but dang, that was. If I'm one of these coaches, what do you do on the bench? What do you say?
Well, I loved what Cal said. Nobody foul. I want to be in the locker room in 10 minutes. Nobody foul. I want to be in the locker room in 5 minutes.
Let's go home.
We needed to get out of the gym, I think's what he said. Yeah. And that's right. Yeah. I mean, that's what, I'm glad it went down that way.
7 minutes to go, I said, no fouls. I want to be in the locker room in 10 minutes. And then 3:50 to go, I said, don't you foul. I want to be in the locker room in 5 minutes. And I think we were. We needed to just get out of the gym.
Let me just tell you, too.
I admire that, actually.
Let me just tell you, too. That bus rolled pretty quick after that game. All that post-game stuff happened really fast. I think the wheels were rolling out of that arena maybe, I don't know, about 10 minutes after we got off the air, if I remember right. I mean, we rolled fast.
Here's a little bit more Cal.
I'm like, move on. The kids will not watch this tape. We're moving on. We're going to talk about what we're going to have to do. We got Vandy Tuesday. It's a quick turn. Let's worry about Vandy. 8 games, even the 3 we lost. We're 5-3. The 3 we lost against top 10 opponents, all 3 of them, we had a chance to win every one of them.
Yeah.
And here was our dud.
Yeah.
Now, the next 2 games are the most important games. This one's done. Now, I know I need to watch it, and if I do, I'll watch it tomorrow after church, and that'll be the end of it, and my preparation will all be Vandy.
See, I think that's the way you have to do it. And I'm not saying when you play a bad game, you just flush the video and don't try to learn from it. But you've got Vanderbilt tomorrow night. You played a ball game Saturday. You flew back. It was Saturday night before they got back. NCAA makes you take a day off. So you've basically got today. You travel later today. You go try to get a feel for the arena tonight. You got a game day practice tomorrow, and then you play. So the time to go back and break down everything that went wrong against South Carolina is just not there. And there's really not that much worth looking at anyway.
Agreed.
So, I mean, I agree with everything you said there.
Yeah. Hey, we'll come back and take some calls, but I want to tell you about the Center for Facial and Dental Medicine at Precedent. Precedent.com, you hear me talk about it, but sleep's so important. And if you already know you have sleep apnea and you're struggling with that, you don't like the CPAP machine, there is an alternative, and it can change your life, and it can be permanent, where you can actually breathe better all day, but certainly it's going to help you sleep at night. Dr. Scotty Bolding's an Arkansas native, a world-renowned surgeon, providing proven surgical alternatives that will improve your airway and help you breathe better at the Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. Precedent.com. Go online, get a consultation, and breathe better, Arkansas. Your calls, your thoughts are next on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't like getting up early in the mornings. I mean, even to go duck hunting, but I do get up every morning now to listen to you guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yingling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yingling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yingling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block. Discover the Stonebreaker Hotel, where handcrafted elegance meets modern comfort. Relax in beautifully designed rooms, or book your next reservation at the Stonebreaker Lounge and Restaurant, where you can satisfy cravings with fresh, seasonal takes on traditional favorites. Open daily from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, log on to stonebreakerhotel.com, located on Markham Road in Fayetteville, where you'll find the Stonebreaker Hotel and Restaurant.
Man, can you imagine if we all lived together, if we just walked into the living room at like 6 a.m. and just started talking each other's heads off? There's no good morning. I can't have my first cup of
somebody
coffee.
would get shot.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith, or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Are you using Facebook as your website? Here are 3 reasons why that's a bad idea. 1, not everyone has it, which means you're missing out on customers. 2, you're not in control, Facebook is. You can't customize the look or fully brand your page. 3, unless you pay for ads, your page isn't getting seen. Let the Modular Orange team help you own your space online with a fully custom website that's only $95 per month. Go to modularorange.com to find out how. That's modularorange.com.
If you live near Alex, Alma, Branch, Bloomer, Mountain Berg, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect Internet may be available to you right now. Wave is now serving a few non-member areas and adding more in the coming months. Check availability online. Sign up.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Get a good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
We just went through our first Sunday since the summer without football. Everything was so strange yesterday. I know this is the time of year when you get things done on Sundays. Let me just state for the record, I don't like getting things done on Sunday. I like laying around on Sunday. It's a day of rest. It's biblical.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And let me say, I obeyed yesterday with a Sunday
Did you?
of rest.
After a travel day.
I rested yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta really manage that travel. Good job out of you. Let's take some calls.
Okay.
Rod's in Fort Smith. Rod, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Hot Rod. Turn
Hello?
the radio. Yeah, turn the radio
Can you
down.
hear me?
Rod. Yeah, we got you, man.
Just turn your radio
Sound
down
great.
and start and let it rip.
Good morning, guys. YouTube Bart, or am I talking to the cutout?
Both.
He's here.
Both.
Yeah.
Both are present.
Cutouts standing in the corner in timeout.
Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do. I couldn't watch the whole game. I went numb. Have we ever had a worse shooting game in the history of this school? Because I can't recollect it. Not right off the bat.
Yeah, it was a tough one. It was bad.
I mean, shoot far. We need to have Nolan walk in the locker room and say, "Where's the beat?"
That was a good clip from way back when.
That instructional
I love that.
VHS.
I love Nolan.
Hey, it was a bad day. I mean, we can sit here and analyze it 5 ways to Sunday, and we're not going to come to any conclusion other than they just got stomped. And hopefully you can flush that. Hopefully it's not a sign of things to come. I don't believe it will be, but I guess we're going to find out.
Well, everybody has bad days. I mean, heck, if it hadn't, I wouldn't be happily married 3 times, right?
Well, that's right. That's exactly right.
Cecil in Fort Smith.
Third
Thanks,
time's the
Rob.
charm.
Hey, Cecil, what's going on?
Hey, guys.
Turn the radio down.
Turn your radio down.
Wait a minute. No. I have 2 phones, and I had the wrong one.
He's a player.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
I had the wrong one in my
Listening to
hand.
you on a burner phone calling on the other one.
Yeah, one of them's my burner phone. Hey, man, I thought I was watching one of those Special Olympic games, man. It was kind of, and then when I jumped on this morning, Chuck was the sound effects of hitting the rim, man. It was really hilarious. It was funny, but man, we missed so many shots, man. I walked away from the television, and I'm like, wow. So it's like. I just gave up. Basically, I didn't even get mad. We lost the game, and I don't think we could ever play that worse again. So, hopefully we can come back and win tomorrow, and then come back Saturday. I will be at that game for sure. But yeah, man, and that was unbelievable. It was like South Carolina had some kind of electronic rim closer on us or something, man. Because there's nothing going in. That is ridiculous, man. Like I say, I don't think we'll ever play that bad again. That's the worst game I ever seen in Razorback history of my life watching it. But I'm sure we'll play better tomorrow night, guys.
Well, I hope so.
All right, thank you, Cecil.
I hope that the Theoro thing hasn't shown up, and by doing so meaning it's still there and won't go away. Like, they did a good job figuring out a way to win against Texas without him. I thought that it was just so obvious, per Chuck's earlier points, that he wasn't there on Saturday. And I hope that doesn't continue to be the case, and they're exposed now and they can't really overcome it. Clay sent me some texts about, like, as usual, Clay would, if he were on the air with us, would say something like, you're missing the points, Bo, and here are the points. It starts with defending the paint and taking care of the ball. They need stops, transition points after rebounds. They did not get shots early and turned it over too many times. He is responding to me saying, you just got to make shots in some of these cases. All those things he said are true as well. But if you don't make shots, like if this team can't make jump shots, they can't win.
No, you're right about that. I mean, nobody's going to win if they can't score. But let me say this about Theoro. I'm more concerned about Thero's absence on the defensive end than I am the offensive end, even though he's the team's leading scorer. I'm more concerned about that because I thought that set the tone. And
it's not something sometimes as a fan you really notice. Like,
look at a lot of the turnovers that happened early in the ballgame Saturday. Guys got in a hurry. First off, there wasn't a lot of energy. All right, Billy comes in. Billy's running 1,000 miles an hour. And there were some turnovers during those sequences, but I still think that the tone was set when it was obvious a minute into the game that Arkansas was not going to be able to stop them inside. 53 of their 72 points
came from either Murray, Boyles, or Pringle. And I think that led to some things on the offensive end. Turnovers, shots that, sometimes were there, sometimes weren't. The pressure that comes with being behind when you can't stop them on the other end. I just thought all that stuff added up in a hurry.
Chuck and Bo Show brought to you by First Security Bank. Our official bank can be yours too. Taking care of Arkansans all over the state with more convenient locations to help you bank better. First Security Bank, fsbank.com online. Get more information. They'll help you with whatever you need. First Security Bank, member FDIC. Hey, don't forget also it's tax season and H&R Block's just around the corner. H&R Block's putting 70 years of tax prep expertise to work for you. Don't wait until April. Get it done now at H&R Block.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
Why don't you just kind of style it up a little bit at the game? Let's get your drip going.
Hey, I got a lot more drip than you think.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the cloud cover as we head through the afternoon. We're going to warm things up right around 60. Chance of seeing showers and some scattered thunderstorms tonight. Temperatures will drop down into the low 50s and rise as we head through the overnight. Showers and thunderstorms could be intense Tuesday, a high right around 65. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is already chipping away at 2025 with Joe's Chips and Salsa. Made with Tex-Mex house-made salsa. Made daily with fresh veggies, even carrots. Try their sizzling fajitas and crunchy tacos. Every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's has great enchiladas with homemade sauce. It's the best around. Plus a full bar and TVs all around the restaurant. The best Tex-Mex and even better service at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Touchdown, Arkansas! How did he get that wide open?
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
It's Brad and Stephanie here, owners at Mosquito Joe. Stephanie, lots of people ask us how we ever got involved in Mosquito Joe. Tell them what you told me years ago when we first started.
I said if you figured out a way to keep the mosquitoes out of our yard without coating ourselves and kids with bug spray, then sign me up. And if this works, we have to share this with our friends and neighbors.
To this day, that's the mission of Mosquito Joe. It's our passion to make outside fun again for all Arkansans. Whatever's bugging you outside, we've got the solution.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Now, you got to understand, when I go on vacation, I'm not going to give you any action shots. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that I get up in the morning and we're going to go out on the water, we're going to do this and that. I mean, we're going to have some big day. No, I'm not doing that.
What is an action shot?
Well, I mean, like, you know, if you wanted to have some sort of, some sort of shot of, what you and I do on vacation, I would be sitting and staring out at the water.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
Do you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I just keep thinking about tax season, and I don't want to get caught in April playing catch-up. H&R Block can help you avoid that, Chuck. So if you're not done, maybe you haven't even started, you can walk in or make an appointment, and they're going to get you 100% accuracy and a max refund guaranteed. 70 years of tax expertise working for you at H&R Block. Find one near you. What a weekend.
Yeah.
A lot happened over the weekend.
There was a lot that happened.
Some of it was good. Some of it wasn't. Some of it was great. Some of it wasn't. But I feel like we've got to hit the quota. I don't know how many times we should mention this today, but I think a few times.
Dawson Bryce behind, 0-2. The pitch. Immaculate. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Parker Coyle is fired up.
That's awesome.
That was the 8th inning. Perfect inning.
9
Literally
pitches, 9
perfect.
strikes, 3
3
strikeouts. Yeah, that's as good as it gets. You can't do any better than that.
I don't know what you do after that. You just
you
take the day off.
According to, based on what I saw, he pumped his fist and yelled and screamed all the way to the dugout. He was fired up.
Everybody knew.
Yeah,
that's like it's obviously a microcosm of a perfect game in one inning. But
it's a perfect inning.
Yeah,
immaculate.
It's immaculate.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Arkansas swept Charlotte. over the weekend. They had a walk-off yesterday to finish it off.
Very workmanlike, I thought.
Yeah. What do you think of this
weekend.
baseball team so far?
Well, based on what I've seen, they're pretty good. That lefty yesterday, Brandel Cheese, whatever.
Oh, Beidle Cheese.
Beidle Cheese. That's it. I apologize.
No, well,
he's a big kid. He's a good-looking pitcher, and he's not. I mean, he's not their best one, I don't guess, but he looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, they've got several arms.
But yeah, they're doing what they have to do. They're winning games. They're getting better, and what is it? 2 weeks, I guess, couple of weeks before they start conference play.
Yeah, and apparently Kuhio Aloy is just absolutely on another planet.
They got a lot of options. They've got a lot of options.
Fajiva's brother, they went out and got him in the offseason, and all he's doing is hitting like 800 or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I saw some stats over the weekend, and he's just it looks like a beach ball, apparently, when it's coming in right now.
Whatever they're doing right now, they've got talent. Yesterday, I'm going to be honest, I've been busy with basketball, and the schedule's been such I've really not watched them play until yesterday. I watched pretty much the entire game yesterday, and they were again just workmanlike, got the win. You just keep getting better and build toward conference season.
877-377-6963, and then there was the basketball game. We're reacting to that. Mike's in Goshen. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Mike.
The sun is shining today. Hey, I guess the Razorbacks Saturday, I think they just used up all their adrenaline in that Texas game Wednesday night. Then Texas had a pretty rough game Saturday also.
Yeah, Texas had a bad day Saturday. They lost big at home. I don't know. I think that, and I said this in the 6 o'clock hour, I was concerned going over there because I've just been over there enough. This was the 8th time I think I've done a game over there, and they've split those 8 games. And
also, Cal doesn't have a great record.
No,
there was some good teams.
And Arkansas is 8-9 now, all time in Columbia. So my thought was going over, it's coin flip, but I didn't think it'd be like that.
Yeah, the good news about them playing tomorrow night is they got an extra day of rest before that Saturday home game.
Well, that is the good part. The bad part is that, you've got to turn around and play another road game at 9 o'clock at night. So, there's can't do anything about the schedule. It is what it is, and I'm sure every team in the league's felt like they were getting the short end a few times.
Yeah, have you guys been watching the Combine any? It looks like Landon Jackson and Tesla are doing really well.
I'm not sure there's anybody in the Combine that has made more of a name for himself than Isaac Tesla. He's gone from a guy that you heard some things about. I don't know that the average Razorback fan watched him and thought, yeah, man, pro guy. His measurables are great. Now, that's not a guarantee you're going to have success in the NFL, but if you don't have the measurables, it's hard to even get a look. And the cone drill, the 40-yard dash, just all the things they put you through. His numbers have been very, very good, and I would imagine that somebody's going to have him on their draft board.
I'm not going to pretend to know what this is. What's the RAS? Is that the composite score of all the drills that you do in the combine?
It's an unofficial metric, kind of like Ken Palm or whatever.
So
it stands for relative athletic score.
Okay, so you can get a 10.0 on that. That's the highest.
That's
you can
the max.
Get. Yeah, with like your composite doing all of these things. He had a 9.96.
Yeah, he's done everything they've asked him to do and done it better than just about everybody there. So again, I don't know that anybody's made more of a move than Tesla has. Maybe there's somebody out there.
A 4.4.
4.43.
4.44.
4.44, is that what it was?
4.44 40-yard dash.
All right. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. At 215, what is he, 6?
He's
6'3" and a half. And, he's going to get a good hard look.
And Landon Jackson tested really well, too. Landon Jackson had some great numbers coming out of the combine. The question that I've heard, like I was listening to sports radio in Dallas when I was down there for the cheer comp, and they were actually talking, they were at the draft or at the combine talking about Landon Jackson came up. And one of the criticisms was they don't know that he's a really good pass rusher because he didn't necessarily get to the quarterback a lot at Arkansas. And So are these numbers going to help him? Is he a third round guy? Does he move up to the second round? But one of the thoughts I had is if you're the only really good athlete on the defensive line at that level, I'm not saying they didn't have other good defensive linemen, but he's the best by far. Do you get all the attention? And therefore, you're not going to get to the quarterback. Is that a misnomer? Is he really not a great pass rusher? I think that's got to be factored in to that discussion. By the way, just randomly, it's amazing. I'm in Dallas listening to the Fan, and 2 different occasions, something comes up about Arkansas just randomly. The other one is Jake Berger, who played at Missouri State, has been traded recently to the Texas Rangers to play first base. His hitting coach was Nate Thompson at Missouri State. I'm listening to this interview they're doing with him at spring training, and he's talking about how he used to be just like kind of a slap line drive hitter until he got to college and worked with Nate Thompson, and he changed his launch angle and basically helped him turn into a big leaguer because the way he was hitting isn't big league material, but he learned how to hit for power. And sometimes it turned him into a big league like prospect.
Just a tweak here and there. Just a change. Sometimes it's a total change in approach. Sometimes it's just a tweak. But it's amazing how many guys are in the big leagues. And now some of them, you knew were going to get there. But for some of them who stick and stay and people didn't think they would, I mean, it's amazing. You'll hear stories similar to that I approached it this way until, somebody showed me the light. And here we are.
Ben's in Fayetteville. Ben, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hey, Ben.
Ben. Been
there. Done that.
Been there.
877-377-6963. Again, the women's track team won their 11th consecutive indoor title. How about that?
It's just
and the 15th in program history.
The beat goes on, and it's
men got second.
Yeah, and I mean, the women continue to do this. They've transitioned from one coach to another.
It's like you're not even saying anything when you say that. People are like, yeah, I know. Just take it for granted. I mean, but for all those people that run that program, all the coaches, all the work that goes into that, it's been remarkable. Forever they always finish second. It was like back when John McDonald was winning all the titles, all the national titles, and Lance Harder, turned that around, and they've certainly continued that success under the newest coach. All right, we'll take more calls when we come back. If you want to get in here, it's 877-377-6963. You can take us anywhere on the Hit That Line app, powered by Taco Bell. You can hear the Chuck and Bo Show wherever you go. Like, it's right there on your phone. You can Bluetooth it in the car. It's
incredible.
It is. It really is. I mean, technology allows. I'm not sure everybody loves that they want to take us everywhere, but we're available to be taken. If you want to take us, you can have company. Hey, it feels good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, and if you want to feel good all the time, you can do that with the Sweat and Edge. I mean, listen, we all are struggling at times with not feeling great, and maybe you don't have that alpha self back like you had when you were younger. You felt a lot better. You could still feel that way. It's possible. You could be lacking in some areas. You could be deficient in some areas. So get the Sweat and Edge. That's a free evaluation. That'll give you a game plan on what you can do to feel better. It's up to you, but at least get checked out, see what the game plan is, and see if you want to do something about it. The Sweat and Edge. Log on to sweatnumcosmetic.com. Click on the Sweat and Edge, and you'll be in business. The Chuck and Bo Show. Back in a minute on a Monday. It's 8:13. Good morning. Touching the hearts of Arkansans. The passive-aggressive Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville. Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they understand the importance of those moments. That's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find that perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Ready or not, it is tax season, but luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
It's Brad and Stephanie here, owners at Mosquito Joe. Stephanie, lots of people ask us how we ever got involved in Mosquito Joe. Tell them what you told me years ago when we first started.
I said if you figured out a way to keep the mosquitoes out of our yard without coating ourselves and kids with bug spray, then sign me up. And if this works, we have to share this with our friends and neighbors.
To this day, that's the mission of Mosquito Joe. It's our passion to make outside fun again for all Arkansans. Whatever's bugging you outside, we've got the solution.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I'm glad you brought that up, Chuck, because fortunately...
you upchucked it.
It just came out.
How did you...
Came up.
Well, here, another segment with Upchuck Chuck.
By the way, that's a clever retort. That Upchuck, I've never heard that.
Tell you what, yeah, well, it's the first time since we started this show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, here's talking a lot about hog trough gutters. If you've got issues with your gutters or the drainage around your home, they are the answer. They're locally owned and operated. That's where it starts. They've got over 30 years of experience. That means they know what they're doing. They provide high-quality gutter and drainage solutions. They are fully licensed and insured. That gives you peace of mind of knowing the guys working on your home understand how the games play. They offer seamless gutters made on site. They make them right there in your at your home. 20-year warranty on all sizes of gutters, all styles of gutters, trenching, French drains. You can see their work. You can learn a lot more about them by logging on to hoggutters.com.
Monday, South Carolina beat Arkansas 72-53 over the weekend. Parker Coyle had an immaculate inning. 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. when the Razorbacks 4-3 win. They swept Charlotte 3 games to none. Arkansas softball won 5 games over the weekend. And what was it, like a tournament?
Was it a jamboree?
I was going to say jamboree. I wanted to use the word jamboree.
It's a good word.
I wanted to use that.
Yeah.
We need more jamborees.
That's right.
You know, that's what this show is. It's
That's
Monday.
what's wrong with our country.
It's
we
a
need
jamboree.
We need more jamboree. Hey, can I talk about college football
Yeah,
for a
but
minute?
you don't have to start. You don't have to throw in. That's what's wrong with our country.
Yeah.
That gets people riled up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of things wrong.
I'll tell you what's wrong with our country, Bart. It's no, we don't have any jamborees.
Bart's running on the jamboree platform.
Yeah, that's right. More jamborees.
Yeah, let's talk about
Somebody should
college
try
football because this is one of those situations where we don't have a good answer.
Well, you know, one of the things that's happened, and we've all gotten mad about it, are these fake injuries. Now, listen to this. The NCAA Football Rules Committee, I don't know if this is the answer, but I think it's a step in the right
Wouldn't you
direction.
love to be on that committee?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Bunch of party guys. The NCAA Rules Committee has proposed a timeout to be charged whenever medical personnel enter the field to evaluate players after the ball has been spotted ready for play. Teams without timeouts would be assessed a 5-yard penalty. So, in other words, you know, if you think about it, I'm not saying every one of them, but a lot of them. You know, these linemen, they'll show the cameras on them after the play's over, and it's like they've been shot. They just drop dead right there on the field. A lot of that does come after the ball's been spotted. Now, I guess if you want to teach them to fake an injury sooner, you know, that can be what they do. I'm not saying Ole Miss does that, but some places do. I think this is a step in the right direction. I'll put it that way. I don't know that it's the answer, but I like the idea. If that ball's marked ready for play, and if you notice, they do that fairly quickly now because they've got to do it so everybody can get their substitutions in. Again, I don't know if it's the answer, but it's the best idea I've heard of in a while. I'll put it that way.
The problem with all of these things are it's hard to cast a net over it because it impacts other parts of the game. And it's like, how do you make the penalty specific to the foul? And so it's how do you judge whether somebody's hurt or not?
Well, if they're hurt, they're going to go down before the ball's marked ready for play. If they're hurt, they're going to stay down at the end of the play. The problem comes when they don't stay down and a lineman's walking back to the huddle and they're screaming over on the sidelines, get down, and it's like he's just been shot. And he just drops right there on the field. That's the problem. That guy's not hurt.
Yeah. But
that guy's not hurt.
We're going to have to appoint a lookout. We're going to have to appoint a lookout because, like, how do the officials monitor that? How do they know?
It's not that hard. They mark the ball ready for play. They blow the whistle. If the doctors run out after that, you get charged with a timeout.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's the best one so far.
I mean, if a guy's hurt, he's going to stay down.
So it's after they mark the ball.
After they mark the ball ready for play. When they blow the whistle, mark the ball ready for play.
You go down after that.
That's right.
Okay.
And medical personnel comes on the field. Then you're going to be charged with a timeout. If you don't have a timeout left, they're going to charge you a 5-yard penalty. I think you got to do something to try to get a certain amount of a handle on this. You're never going to solve the issue, but I think this is a step in the right direction. It is, and this is going to sound really corny. It violates the spirit of competition, man. I mean, it's such a Bush League move, and the game should be better than that. And they do deserve a penalty when they do it. And I do understand gamesmanship and all that. But I think this is a step in the right direction.
Whatever happened, Chuck, to the good old-fashioned do things the right way just because it's
I'm
the
not
right
saying that. I'm not saying you don't try to steal an advantage during the game. I'm not suggesting that. I understand how it works. But I'm saying that, to me, goes above and beyond.
Okay, let me ask you a hypothetical. You're coaching 12-year-old baseball. You have a 5-4 lead. Another inning can't start in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
You've got 2 outs. Do you try to get do you try to stall the game so a new inning can't begin? Or do you just play it out in the spirit of competition?
Well,
not try to do anything different. If you're at the plate, don't have your guy step out. If you're on
Have
the
you been in
mound,
this
don't
spot
slow
before?
pitch it.
Have you been in this
Anybody
spot
that's
before?
coached has.
Do
you try to? I mean, is it about winning the game? Like it just depends on how you look at it. But I think for a lot of people, it's like you try to figure out how to win. I mean,
But they're 12 years old.
I've seen coaches. I've heard of this happening where you got a guy on third, and you tell your batter to step out, and you call him over to you, and the umpire calls time, and the coach goes, "I didn't call time. Get back in there." So the batter gets back in, then he tells him to step out, and the pitcher doesn't know he can throw a pitch. So the batter starts walking over to the coach. The guy on third starts walking over to the coach like they're having some conversation under the auspices of a timeout, and then the guy on third, who's now by the on-deck circle, just runs on home. Game over.
Yeah.
At what point do you draw the line
A lot
on
of Little
exploiting
League,
the rules?
A lot of Little League coaches, myself included, have screwed things up for kids. I'll just put it that way.
I have to plead guilty to some of that, too.
I mean,
like I admire the coach, honestly. I admire the coach who really does make it about the development of players and winning comes second. It is by nature one of the hardest things to do. Like you try to do both. And that's to me the best you can do is try to, because wins and losses do matter, and learning that there is an outcome is part of it. But, always I think you try to make it about you and your team and the development, and it's not necessarily about the score. You make it that way first. But, man, if you're out there, you're probably competitive, right? And it just it's hard.
When a Little League coach makes a decision like that, though, he's making it about himself.
Well, that's right.
He's not making it about the kids.
I'm not sure that awareness is top of mind in the moment.
No, it's
either.
not.
You know what I mean?
It's not.
But
And,
a little
I get it.
self-reflection,
I
sometimes
get it.
helped by others.
I get it. The coaches that I remember, though, from Little League, I'm not talking about school coaches and playing on, school teams. The coaches that I remember from Little League are not the guys necessarily that, taught you the hidden ball trick or, taught you how to distract this guy or that guy or, kind of not cheat the game, but, bend the rules a little bit. Those are not the guys I remember. I remember the guys that were, good guys and tried to help you be a better kid.
It is Jason Tatum's birthday today. He's 27. Anybody care? Okay. Now, here's the next one. Jessica Biel is 43.
Flashdance, is that right?
Anybody care?
That's Jennifer Beals.
Okay, Jennifer, Jessica, I forget. Sorry, Bart. I didn't have my pop culture just right.
Who is old Jessica?
Well, she's married to Justin Timberlake, but she's also an actress who's been in a lot of shows, movies.
Name one. Put you on the spot. I just, I couldn't name one.
Well, I mean, she got her break in the show Seventh Heaven, I think.
Yeah.
Was there anybody else on the birthday list that you did not deem worthy of making the list
There were a lot
today?
of people on the birthday list.
I noticed Johnny Cash was big enough to make the list.
There were a lot
of
of people on today's birthday list who I had never heard of.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know
YouTube
I didn't know who
people
Jessica Biel
and-
was.
Yeah, it was,
Alexander Graham Bell.
Wow, all he did was invent the telephone.
he's Chuck, much like you. He's deceased.
Well, but
the guy who started AT&T.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna put him on Alexander.
But Jessica Biel does because she was in Seventh Heaven. I mean, come on, which has had a greater impact on society? Seventh Heaven or the phone?
Did Alexander Graham Bell start AT&T or was it Verizon? Cricket? Was he a
They
cricket
merged.
guy?
It's also national. I want you to be happy.
It's not
Day.
funny. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I know.
It's not really funny.
I know. It's really not funny. Bart.
Altel? Was that back when there was Altel?
Southwestern Bell.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So
AOL.
Alexander
Chuck.
Graham Bell's not big enough to make the list. It makes me
Wow.
wonder how
It
many
does.
names have been omitted since the program
look,
began. How many bits?
Hey,
Big birthdays.
Exactly.
Now
Big
I know,
birthdays.
Now I know that you know who Alexander Graham Bell is. I'll do a little bit more.
Have we done one for Honest Abe? Have we done one
Herschel
for
Walker.
Abraham Lincoln?
Herschel Walker.
Is Herschel Walker not big enough to make the list?
He wasn't
Maybe
on the
maybe
list
the
that
most
he wasn't
important
on the
trade the
list I
Cowboys
saw.
ever made.
March
He wasn't
3rd,
on the list I saw.
1962.
Well, you got a bad list.
Apparently, I'm
If
going to have
Jason Tatum and Jessica Biel beat out Herschel Walker and Alexander Graham Bell, you got a bad
Apparently,
list.
I'm going to have to
You
change
see what's
lists.
happening here. Edward's taking total advantage of it.
I'm just looking at another list.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Just trying to
does.
help.
He's
just giving you the
sabotaging.
ones.
I'm just trying to help.
Hey, it's an opportunity to hit Bart low. Here we go.
That's right.
We're in the meeting.
That's
The
right.
SVP doesn't have the
That's right.
answers.
That's
And
right.
Edward's over here like, how about this one?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Herschel Walker.
That's good. Why don't you have that one, Bart?
Camilla Cabello? Camilla
Who's that?
Cabello.
She's a singer.
See, now you've gotten carried
Famous
away.
singer.
Yeah.
Well, she's a famous
Now
singer.
you've gotten carried away.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want a free car wash, I got an idea
Household
for you.
names.
I can give you a free car wash. You ready? All you got to do is know the code here. You ready?
Yep.
Splash Car Wash, locally owned and operated. Arkansans through and through, been serving Arkansas since 1981. They're not a come-by-lately kind of place. They've been here. They're about Arkansas. If you text Splash Arkansas to 22322, 22322, Splash Arkansas, text the number 22322, type in Splash Arkansas, get you a free car wash code at a Splash Car Wash. 8:30 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Like, I think you should look at yourself today in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me?
Okay, I will.
I'm not talking about you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
National Championship Program. National Championship Coach. A match made in hog heaven.
This program, you talk about some of the best jobs in the country. In basketball, this is one of them. This fan base is so engaged. I love it.
Throws it up at the horn. It's good. Arkansas's going to win the game.
This program is the state's program.
Listen to every moment of John Calipari's first season.
Right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson back in my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith here with Brooklyn, one of the new gals. Y'all got a great special on Monday, Brooklyn.
Yes, we have our $3 domestic drafts, our Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Light, Yingling, Shinerbach, Michelob Ultra, some super cold mugs, and 10 wings for $8.95.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace, or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time. It's baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad,
Facebook.
it's the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Picture it. It's a day like any other. You're stuck in traffic on Rogers Avenue during rush hour. You're just ready to get home and relax with your family. And then, just like that, your life can change in an instant. And you're going to need a lawyer to make it right. I'm Phil Votaw with Phil Votaw & Associates. If this happens to you, call me, 479-434-6200, or online at votawlaw.com. I'm Phil Votaw, and you've never met a lawyer like me.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
After a while, you realize that there's certain people you just can't argue with. I mean, you just can't.
Well, I mean, we're all like that.
We're all cut from that cloth.
The best part about an argument is when you're the smart one and whoever's on the other side is clearly not.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, it's March 3rd.
It is.
Apparently, it's Alexander Graham Bell's birthday. So make a call today and tell somebody you love them.
It is National I Want You to Be Happy Day. That's generally the last line of a marriage.
Say it again.
I want you
to be happy.
It's National I Want You to Be Happy Day. I want you to be happy, Bo.
Yeah. Well, you know how to make
Even
that
if
happen.
it's not with me. I want you to be happy.
Here's a cold cut.
Yeah, it's National
We could
Cold
turn
Cuts
this into
Day.
something.
Yeah, we really could.
It's National I Want, because of Alexander Graham Bell's birthday, let's go with this. It's National I Want You to Be Happy Day.
That's it.
So have a cold cut and call someone who cares.
That's right.
It's also National Cold Cuts Day.
It is.
What does that mean? What is National Cold Cuts Day?
Well,
do we have a sandwich?
I think that's the deal, yeah.
We already have Sandwich Day.
Celebrate with cold cuts. But you can have a sandwich that's not cold cuts, you know.
What defines a cold cut is my question.
Cold meat, like cold bologna,
like just
cold
a
ham.
lunch
meat
sandwich.
Yeah.
All right, Bart, fire away. How do you make a good sandwich? Quickly. We don't have all day. Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. What makes a good sandwich?
I think you got to have good bread. You got to
have lightly toasted bread.
You got to start with a couple good slices of bread.
I agree.
Quality bread.
We're off to a good start. Now what?
And then
if you say mayonnaise, you're fired.
Your condiment of choice. I'm more of a mustard guy.
I appreciate you saying condiment of choice.
Yeah.
That's a better way to say it. Yep.
And then you're taking your ham or your turkey or whatever you've got going. I usually like to use ham. Maybe sometimes roast beef. Maybe even some salami, depending on the sandwich I make. Maybe a combination of all of them. Some cheese. Got to have good cheese.
Okay.
I like using a good cheddar cheese. Or maybe some provolone.
Keep going. Yeah.
Lettuce,
Your choice of
tomato.
cheese.
Maybe sometimes some onion.
Yeah.
I like to drizzle
Get a little crunch in there.
I like to drizzle a little Italian dressing on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. See, that's next level.
Yeah.
Bart is a man for all seasons.
Yeah. Don't take Bart on a float trip.
Really?
Bart's going to make the sandwiches.
Hey, man.
There's nothing
been here an hour.
Mr. Picnic over there. I mean, holy cow. Chip
I'm
is
going to stop talking.
Chip is in Nashville. Chip, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, Chip.
Hey, great to hear from you guys, man. Glad I got to call in.
Me too.
Y'all were talking a while ago about, Little League stalling the games and all of that. And when I coached every year in Little League at the start of the season, I had a cookout for my team. And I said, all right, I tell their parents, this is not about winning. This is about me teaching your kids a little bit about the game of baseball, hopefully making them a better ball player. I don't care if we win a single game. But then I got to see the other side of it. I became an umpire and did Little League all the way through high school. And when you get up into high school and even in Little League, I would tell the coaches, now look, you ain't stalling the game on me, you know. And if they tried to, I'd point at the pitcher and I'd say, throw a pitch, and I'd call it. He'd look at me kind of funny, and I said, Coach, we ain't stalling. Get your kids out here. Let's go.
There we go.
You know, but it's about teaching the kids, man. In Little League, it's about having fun.
Yeah.
And if I could have 13 kids on my team, and at the end of the season I had 10 or 11 tugging on my pants going, Coach, if you'll coach again, we want to play for you.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, man.
No,
it's not about the winning.
It's about keeping them playing. And there is, there's a lot of different ways to come at it now. But there's a lot of competitiveness. There's a lot of competitive teams. We've almost lost rec ball, which is sad because, it used to be like everybody goes and does the same thing. Now, part of it, I get the competitive part of it, but I miss the idea of like you live in a town, everybody plays, at that field, that it's rec ball, and then you have an all-star team, and then they go play competitive or something. But now everybody starts with like a competitive. Most people start with a competitive situation, and you don't have that as much. That community thing.
It's been a long time since I've done it, but I coach Little League baseball, umpired Little League baseball. Those kids have a lot of fun until their parents show up. It's not so much fun then. That's when the pressure hits. That's when the embarrassment hits. I mean, the kids have a great time until mom and dad get there. And then everything goes to hell.
Yeah,
it just does.
That's a good point. It's a good point. Easy to say when you're not a parent because you can see it. When you're a parent, sometimes your judgment gets clouded.
I'm not saying it makes you a bad parent. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that it's amazing. The kids are free and easy. They're just out there having fun until the parents show up, until there's a crowd, until all the other things start going on. And every kid that screws up, the first thing they do is look up in the stands. They don't do that at practice.
I read a book, I can't remember the name of it, where there was a coach who did that at a school.
Yeah.
Like they had games, but no parents were allowed on either team.
Yeah.
And they would just pick them up after the game. Can you imagine the interrogating that would go on in the car after?
Are you kidding
what do you
me?
mean? You missed a shot? Well, how did you miss it? Like what?
Did you keep your back elbow up the way I taught you? Now, you got to keep your hands back.
Right.
I know you're only 7, but you got to keep your hands back.
Right.
Man.
Now, I want you to imagine. It's so good. That's a very good one. Imagine like if you were able to, like now we're at Arkansas basketball and you can't make a shot. Like pretend,
keep that elbow in.
Pretend you're driving one of these guys home after the game. What are you saying to them?
Oh, you got to get your feet set. You got to get that elbow right. I got a VHS at home from Coach Richardson from back in the 80s.
That's right.
It teaches you how to shoot. I got some Pete Maravich videos at home.
We got.
I mean,
it's so true.
We got something called beef. B-E-E-F. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. Once again, beef. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through.
Brought to you by Arby's.
It was just that simple. Just that simple. Can't you just hear, like, if there were no parents at Little League games? I mean, seriously, what you're talking about there, the conversations in the car would be incredible.
I just love Nolan in this video.
We got something called beef. B-E-E-F. Balance.
One more time.
Eyes, elbow, follow through. Once again, beef.
Once again.
That's a VHS tape.
Introducing
from like
a musical guest at Saturday Night Live. Once again.
From the
Peace.
80s.
Right.
My favorite one's Pistol Pete, though.
When I was a little kid, my dad came to me in the gym one day and he said, Pete, I don't like the way you're shooting. You're not shooting too good. And I said, well, I'm trying to. He says, but you really need to do something. I said, what's that? He said, I want you to think of a little man. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, take this little man and picture him in your mind. And this little man, he does all your shooting when you're not shooting. And he shoots and he shoots and he shoots. And everything he does, he never misses. Your little man never misses. I want you to put that into your head. This little man never misses. Now, when you shoot, you'll never miss either.
That's the story of my life, Chuck. I was the little man that was,
You can tell
in your
that
head.
story. You can tell that story in the car on the way home from a basketball game.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What about who's the little man in your head from a broadcasting standpoint?
I don't know that I
You're
have.
not good,
Well,
Rex.
I've never thought about that. I'm going to have to rework my thinking after hearing Pete Maravich's cut there.
Just remember, kids, there's always a little man out there shooting
right.
and shooting and shooting when you're not.
And he never misses.
And he never misses. And you're that little man. Be the little man.
If we just find, I want the 30 for 30 on who the little man was.
Yeah. Well, Pete Maravich is not with us anymore, so I don't guess he can tell us. Neither is his dad, Press.
Thanks for that heartbreaking news.
Yeah, well, you know, my death was reported Friday.
Is when that's true.
You know,
tragic.
Yeah,
it was tragic.
Well, it was
Shocking
news.
We learned of Chuck's death during the middle of the show on Friday. If you missed it, it was heavy.
Well, it was.
But we eulogized you well.
Right in front of me.
Right. Well, and that doesn't. Not
I got a
everybody
bone
gets
to pick about my
experience that.
eulogies. I'm gonna write my own eulogies when that time comes again.
Oh well, if you would get your affairs in order, I'll read whatever you'd like me to read.
That's right.
That's your in between tears.
I want something a little more glowing.
And it'll be he had a big heart.
Yeah, that's not glowing enough.
He touched the hearts of Arkansans. He connected.
That's what you say when you don't know what else to say. Oh, he had a big heart.
Chuck and I weren't very close, but the time we did spend together,
he had a big heart.
He had a big heart, and he had lots of nice things to say about other people. Chuck's benevolence and philanthropy was not as well known as it should have been.
Yeah.
But I mean, he single-handedly built 7 buildings on campus.
That's right.
Anyhow, nobody else has anything to say. I think we should. Here's the lesson for you, Chuck. You got to get to know these guys a little better so they can speak at your memorial service. By the way, it's next Friday. It's a week from today. We learned
I got 4 days
of your
left.
demise. It's 8:45. It's the Chuck and Bo Show on a Monday. Good morning. When you went into the Hall of Fame, I think it was at a Western Sizzling.
I think it was. It was at a motel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, Precedent. We'd love to help.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes,
He's old, so when you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's not just the flavors that keep you coming back to the House of Webster. It's a tradition. For over 90 years, our family-owned company has been making jams, jellies, salsas, barbecue sauce, and many more treats that make your meals come to life. From the first jar to the last spoonful, you'll taste the quality in every bite. Please visit our gift shop located at 1013 North 2nd Street, downtown Rogers. We want you to sample the great taste of life. Visit us at houseofwebster.com. House of Webster. See you soon.
Delicious jams and jellies.
At Mosquito Joe, our passion is making outside fun again. One of the most popular ways of achieving that goal is with a mosquito misting system. Mosquito Joe misting systems can be installed discreetly around your backyard, patio, boat dock, anywhere you're getting bugged.
The really cool thing about Mosquito Joe misting systems is that they mist automatically every day when mosquitoes are most active. And, if I want to, I can operate the system on my phone with a super easy-to-use app.
Mosquito misting systems. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're like the college kids, man. If the sun's out, it's 45 degrees, you got shorts on.
I'm all about that.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I would prefer to never wear pants.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville Auto Park. Great brands, Honda, Acura, Toyota, Chevy. They've got a great service department, too, award-winning. They've got a great collision center. They've been locally owned and operated. I think locally operated would be the best way to put it. Guys you see at church, guys you see at the ball games, guys you see at school. They've been around for 25 years. Fayetteville Auto Park really is kind of like our hometown automobile dealership. And they are, as we mentioned, full service, all departments. So whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park and FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
Celebrating 25 years.
Yeah.
The Fayetteville Auto Park, and still going strong for all the reasons you just mentioned. Bart, what did we miss today?
Well, we've got the red-white spring game date announced for the Razorbacks, April 19th at 1 p.m. If you want to get an early look at the Hogs.
Is that
football
1 or
team.
noon? Is that noon our time?
No, that's 1
our
p.m.
time?
our
Okay.
time. Yep.
All right.
19th.
Speaking of football, first look SEC win totals for the upcoming season. Arkansas 5.5 is the total.
What was it last year? 4.5?
I think it was 4.5. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, all 9.5. They're at the top. LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss at 8.5.
What's Oklahoma?
Oklahoma 6.5.
Missouri 7.5. Auburn 7.5. By the way, Hugh Freeze announcing he has prostate cancer.
Expected to make a full recovery. They detected it early. And he's going to continue coaching while undergoing treatment.
Best wishes to him.
Yep. Texas raising football season ticket prices by $13 a game next season to try to meet rising costs associated with NIL.
Everybody's doing something, man.
Well, and a lot of those places have much higher ticket prices than we do to begin with, and Texas is one of them.
All these costs in college football, it's all getting passed on to the fans. And it'll be interesting to see
like
how it
we thought it would be
out.
any other way.
Yeah, exactly. North Carolina, it's looking like UNC football.
Go ahead.
No.
I just want, when you say that, I just want to make sure, that where else does it come from? All the costs have gone to the fans before now.
Right.
Like whether it's through television revenue deals, you're still paying for cable to have in your house.
Right.
But it's not like I just want like when we say that, it's like it sounds so like it's new. It's not new. All costs have always been paid by fans.
Correct.
One way or another.
Correct.
Okay.
The interesting thing is at what point does the bubble burst, or does it ever?
No.
North Carolina football, Bill Belichick, looking like they might be the team for HBO's Hard Knocks. Apparently, no NFL team is interested in doing it.
And I had some conversations about this over the weekend. So, and this hasn't been official, but I mean, I talked to some people at NFL Films, and apparently Belichick's really good friends with some people at NFL Films, which makes sense. And the question was asked of me, like, do you think this is going to be an interesting series, or will it be a dud? Now, let me just kick that question to you guys. Bill Belichick, Hard Knocks. So it's training camp with Bill Belichick and North Carolina. Interesting, not interesting. Watch, not watch.
I'd watch.
Not watch.
Not going to watch it.
No. It's just not my thing. Those shows don't. I mean,
They don't do anything for you.
I'm not the best one to ask because those shows don't do a thing for me. To me though.
So you're not going to watch The Razor's Edge tonight?
I'll watch The Razor's Edge tonight. At least I'll, run through it.
Are you in this week's episode, Chuck?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. At least I think I will be. I don't know, but that stuff's good. But it's just I'm not talking about that and the HBO Hard Knocks. I mean, those things are good,
including a great locker room clip from John Calipari. You'll be able to watch tonight.
I haven't looked at the trailer
what he
yet.
thinks about his team and what his expectations are, which may be surprising to you. Or not necessarily you, but as a fan, you might be surprised at what he told his team. Anyhow, we're out of time. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Have a great Monday.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com.